Welcome everyone to the PJ's Cast. I'm your host Pierce, alongside of my good pal Jimmy and Schmitty. So we're recording this fairly early in the morning, early for me for sure, because we got a full day of football ahead of us. Well, at least I do. I got the Bengals and the Bills to watch later. I'm excited to watch that. But how we been, boys? It's been a couple weeks.
Been doing pretty all right. Been watching about a movie a day this year, so that's been fun to keep up on.
That's good. What are some of the movies you've watched? The cinema even.
I'd say this month, the ones that really stood out to me, Banshees of Inisherin, movie from last year, from Marty McDonough. I don't know. I feel like In Bruges is a pretty rather popular movie, well known. That's his biggest work, but I don't know. Best way to put this one is two fellas out in Ireland.
Two fellas out in Ireland.
Two lads, two geezers out in an island, having a little friendship breakup. My favorite review of it was finally an allegory for a podcast breakup.
So us and show because we hate each other, obviously.
Well, obviously, I mean, dude, what? How do you think we do all these episodes? Hate and love aren't on the opposite sides of things. They're actually quite in the middle. So clearly, that's where our passion is, Pierce. The P and PJ's Cast is for passion.
The P and PJ's Cast, passion cast.
Yeah, no, nothing I could explain on here without getting into an entire fucking ramble.
You know what? Let's do just that. Isn't that what podcasts are for?
Yeah.
I'm still being honest. Like it's. I think I was talking to you, Jimmy, before the show. It's still that time of the year where, like, for me, it's just not that the weather's been bad, but like there's been almost no sunlight. And it's just been so gloomy. Not that I'm like sad or depressed, but it's just like you're kind of you're just there. That's me right now, and can't wait till it gets to like February, March, and where weather starts to get better. We start getting to summer. I'm actually really looking forward to baseball starting in March. I don't know why. Like, just I've been on like a bender of baseball like the past couple of months, just watching all the highlights and stuff. You know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to watch all 160.
The baseball watcher's finally going to be watching baseball.
Exactly. But there's and like hockey, I'm starting to like slowly my interest is starting to rejuvenate because I just feel I've watched hockey for so many years that kind of November, December, and January stretch, it's such like a lull, a malaise, whatever you want to call it. But you kind of start to see those games where it's like, oh, this kind of has a playoff atmosphere to it. And I remember watching that Leafs Bruins game, and I'm like, that had playoffs feels to it. And starting to watch more highlights and stuff, starting to watch more games, and I'm starting to slowly, I guess, like gain my interest back. And I feel definitely once after the All-Star break hits and games start to I cannot talk. Matter a lot more. Lauder a mat more. And then it's going to be the trade deadline, and then after that, it's going to be the stretch of the playoffs. And sooner than you know it, it's going to be here. We're going to be watching great hockey. I'm really just excited for April in general, to be honest.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about me. Why don't we talk about the Chicago Blackhawks?
I was going to say, speaking of good hockey, they've won 6 of their last 7. So there's that.
Yeah,
they're on their 2019 St. Louis Blues run. Not only are they ruining the tank, they're going to make the playoffs and win the cup. Let's go! On the back of Jackson Stauber.
Yeah, what a story.
On the backs of Jackson Stauber and Reese Johnson.
Don't forget Colin Blackwell.
Jason Dickinson and Laffy Taffy.
Yeah.
Yes,
actually, it was really a full team effort last night. That's why
they've had full team efforts the last 6-7 games. That's why they're winning. They're getting scoring from all 4 lines. That's just what it is. Like, it's not a one-line team like they've been all year. Because, like, for a good 25 games, it was just the Taves line that would get constant pressure. But now it's every line's kind of getting their chance every game. And they're killing penalties off really well, which is surprising.
Scoring shorthanded goals. That helps.
Yeah.
Say Lafferty and Dickinson, they decide to have games.
Jordan Bennington. Ugh, you fucking stink.
Four
Yeah,
goals
I
on
can
7
understand.
shots, baby.
I can understand as a Blackhawks fan being the tank is being ruined right now, but I don't know how that game last night doesn't like leave you happy. Like everything, like their first win in St. Louis since 2018, like almost 5 years. I'm pretty sure the last time they won St.
When
Louis.
Taves got a hat trick in St.
Yeah,
Louis.
exactly. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
last time. That's almost 5 years ago because that would have been at the beginning of the 2018-19 season.
Yep.
You know.
There's just so many aspects to the win, like Jackson Stauber getting his first win in his first game with his mom and his family in the stands. Like I don't know how that doesn't make you happy or bring like tears to your eyes or both. Beating St. Louis, and not only beating St. Louis, but chasing
Bennington in the first period or second period.
3 saves on 7 shots. Like they could have blown the game, and I would have been happy enough with that. But they pull out a win.
Oh yeah. And like my thing to everyone who's getting pissed about like, oh, the tank's ruined. They've doubled their win total in the last 3 weeks, and they're just got out of last place. Like they just got out of last place. That's how big of a hole they fucking dug. And I hate to break it to everyone, but the last 7 games aren't a reflection of how the next 40.
You know what I say it is? They're going on their St. Louis run. Let's go.
Yeah, they're buying at the deadline, guys. Let's go. Like,
it's like we always say.
Time to trade Korchinski
level
for
opinions are
fucking
the reactionary
Mark
ones.
Stone. I don't know. Jesus. Like,
Yeah,
like just it's not worth getting worked up over. Just enjoy the little win streak they have going.
Yeah.
Mrazek's played well. Stalock was playing well when he was healthy, and Stauber played well last night. So, and Seth Jones has been on like an offensive tear the last 7 games.
Yeah, him and McCabe have been.
You remember
putting those two together, and they play well together. Who would have thunk it?
Now Murphy's getting the tax of Jack Johnson dragging him down every night.
Oh Lord.
Well, I gotta keep things in check, you know.
Well, yeah, that's why
We have
Mrazek
so much
starts.
good defense to go around.
Yeah, they'll be fine though. Oh no! Now we only have 17% chance to get Bedard, not 18. Oh no!
At the end of the day, you get in the top 3, you got a good enough chance. Especially top 2. I mean, they're going to be in the bottom 3. They're going to be in the bottom 3. There's almost. I feel like there's no
still going to get worse. Like their trade deadline is still like a month and a bit away. Like they're going to trade pieces off. They're going to get worse. I'm not worried whatsoever.
I mean, who says they don't move some pieces in February? Even before then, you know, Kyle Davidson's made it pretty obvious he wants to sell at the deadline. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't maybe move a few pieces before then, and you know, put the team in a better tanking position early. You know, wink, wink. You know, we're just trying to get assets, whatever. So, no, it is fun to joke about them killing the tank here, but yeah, at the end of the day, a level head will tell you it's a nice little heater, but this is not sustainable.
It's regressing back to the mean, if anything.
Yeah,
like they lost so much in like a 2-month span.
5, I believe, their first 4 wins came in the first 7, and now they have 6 out of the last 7. Like this team is not. They're not going to keep doing this for. I don't even think I think the next few games it's going to be a big losing streak. Like this isn't going to sustain.
They have a majority of the games on the road too coming up. Like I'm not like anyone who's like looking this much. Like first of all, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If you're worried about a tank like the Tankathon rankings in January, like relax. Like this is not. The standings are not even going to be the same in 6 months. So like don't even fucking worry about it right now. Like for all we know, some team could go on like a ridiculous like downward spiral and they'll be in the bottom 3. Or Columbus finally learns how to stop a beach ball and they start winning a couple games. Like I don't know.
God, stop getting injured too.
Ugh, whatever. They're both just like that bottom cluster is really bad this year. Like you got Anaheim, who I don't even know what they're supposed to be. Like we're actively tanking. Arizona's trying to tank, but like their offense won't let them, and Vejmelka won't let them. Yeah. And then you have Columbus, who was trying to be good this year, which there always seems to be one of those teams in there every year. Like there's always one team where it's like, yeah, we spent a bunch of money this offseason and we stink. Like that was us last year.
4 times scored.
Yeah, no, that was.
Oh, like New Jersey, like in 2019, like that's stupid.
Yeah, there's always one.
I just find it so funny. Like, yeah, and Montreal, they lost. It seems they're losing everyone to injury. Same with Columbus, and just seeing Montreal like, oh, they lost Cole Caulfield. Now they're going to be tanking down the standings to get to Bedard.
Oh.
They're still 11 points ahead of the Blackhawks,
and they just won last night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah.
I wonder who called that Josh Anderson goal last night. I couldn't have been the Leaf fan on this podcast. I don't know. Josh Anderson Stanley Cup. I was like, I saw that, and I was like, okay, that's really funny. And then first goal the Habs scores, Josh Anderson.
It was great. 16 to Beijing right before the game. Josh Anderson, try hard game coming right up, boys.
Every time. It's his Stanley Cup.
Always against the Leafs.
It's
Always
his Stanley Cup, Jimmy. That's why he signed a 7-year deal. So they could have 5 Stanley Cups, 7 years. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Well, they're working on it. Can't say it's over yet.
Yeah, but like Montreal just became like even more unwatchable. Can we talk about that for a second? Because like Caulfield done for the year. I mean, Slavkovsky was like having a rough year, but he's done for the year too. It sounds like 12 weeks.
Losing Slavkovsky makes him more watchable, but that's just my opinion. But in
Yeah,
general,
The kid should be in Laval right now, and now he's going to be on the shelf. Like it's
ridiculous.
Whatever.
He should never have been playing this year. I don't know what they were thinking.
At least Doc got off the schneid. He was on a real big cold streak. Gee, what? Kirby Doc being inconsistent? No.
And that's another thing. It's so funny. We were all the Habs fans that were doing victory last at the beginning of the year. We won the trade, and then as soon as Doc goes like 3 games without scoring a point, consistent, and then he'll like go on another heater, and then they'll be like,
"Oh, they're already back on it." They're like, "Doc's got 1 seat potential." I was like, "Oh boy, they're going down that."
Oh yeah, he's better than Nick Suzuki. I did see that.
Oh Jesus! Oh. By the way, nothing made me shake my head more than watching Doc against the Islanders because he actually uses his fucking body now, and it pisses me off so much. Dude, it pisses me off so much. Like I was banging on the table for that shit for 3 years. I'm like, you're the biggest dude on the ice. They can't knock you off the puck if they tried. Just act like it. And now he acts like it, and he's built like a shit brick house on the ice. Like it's just so stupid. Like he's had that in him since he was a rookie. He just doesn't use it.
What do we say, Schmitty? Like people that are built like that don't know their own strengths. And
you know who's starting to do it lately? Seth fucking Jones finally starting to throw his weight around more, and as he should because he's like 220 pounds.
I would have thought a guy who's 6'4", 220 pounds, without all the equipment on, throw the skates on. He's probably a couple inches taller. All that equipment, he could probably knock a few guys on their ass.
Yeah, but him trucking Cal Clutterbuck was hilarious. Like, just.
And
literally ran him over like a fucking
on his dude ass.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Also, like, I'm very curious now that Caulfield's out how those contract talks are gonna go. Because that second half of the season was probably really gonna help him, like, make more money. But now he's got to go off of like 2 shortened seasons and a playoff. That's kind of his resume. But I mean, to be fair, like, guys have gotten paid way more with less. So he's got that to defend him.
I think if you're Cole Caulfield, you just say, look at what my former USNTP teammate got with Matt Boldy.
Or you wait and see what Trevor Zegers gets. Because he's going to get paid. Anaheim's got no choice there. Their hands are tied. Either you bridge him, which I think is stupid if you bridge him, or you lock him up long-term now. And then that probably gives Caulfield's going to be making like 7.5, 8. I'd have to imagine.
Because I think, Jack Hughes got 8 times 8, so I think Zegers will won that ballpark too. So I think Caulfield.
That's a steal, by the way. Holy shit. People were like, I don't know if you give Jack Hughes an 8 times 8, and now he's like on like a 55 goal pace this year. Like, that's a great contract.
Well, he's the biggest reason why the Devils are doing so well.
Listen, if Connor McDavid didn't have 40 goals and 88 points in 44 games, he'd probably be a Hart Trophy candidate. But, we got a guy on a 160-point pace this year and like a 70-goal pace.
I love looking at the points every once in a while, and just 40 goals in 48 games. That's goofy shit right there. Like,
dude, and then like the best part is Draisaitl's like leaps and bounds above everyone else too. There's no one talks about it. He's got like 75 points.
Yeah.
It's just
Connor McDavid, 88 points. Leon Draisaitl, 73 points.
And that's your second score. That's your second guy.
Yes.
Yeah, they are. Once again, I feel like it's just every podcast we do this. Can you get this guy some middle six scoring for the love of God? Like, is it that hard? Is it like I get Evander Kane's back now? That's going to help. Zach Hyman having a career year. He's got 54 points this year. Like fucking insane. About to beat his career high in 45 games. Like that's how good of a year he's having right now. Nuge is doing Nuge things. Like you just need like 2 more fucking forwards. Is it that hard? Apparently it is.
They could have literally signed. There were like 2 or 3 guys you could have signed in free agency.
It's not even signing. Just go trade for one. Like
yeah.
Scenes when they trade that first for.
You're telling me you can't go get like Gustav Nyquist or some shit? Like,
I love him on the Hawks, but Max Domi would fit perfectly on that team.
Yes, he would. I mean, go big game hunting. Go get Patrick Kane for God's sake.
Why not both?
Why the fuck not? Really?
Like, go actually pretend like you give a shit about this year, Ken Holland, please.
Yeah, but you can't. It's not always I'll go for it year, whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah, so you can't go for it every year, Jimmy.
No,
you can't
because a once in a lifetime event ruined all of that.
But don't worry, we could extend 40-year-olds. We could do that all day.
My God.
Nah, and you know what's the best part? They aren't even the biggest tire fire in Western Canada. They aren't even the second biggest tire fire in Western Canada. That's the craziest part.
Dude. Great transition. Let's get into that.
Because holy fuck, I hate the Vancouver Canucks. Like they deserve every ounce of misery they get. The fans, sorry, but like your management has put that evil on you. Like this is ridiculous. I have never seen a more discombobulated organization in my life. Like, how are you leaking shit out like it's in a fucking school hallway and you're gossiping? Oh, yeah, the coach is getting fired this week. And everyone knows except the coach. For like, what, 2 weeks now? Yeah. Like, the writing's been on the wall for Rick Tocchet since the new year, I want to say.
You got Rutherford fucking talking to the media saying he's making calls and shit. Like,
and then you're trading your captain who's on a 60-goal pace.
What did he say? Well, when I first joined Vancouver, I thought we would have minor surgery, but now it looks like we're gonna have some major surgery.
I wonder who caused this. I wonder what happened since then and who was in control. Gee fucking wonder.
I think the Dangle podcast said it best. If you came out of a coma like 7 years ago, you just think Jim Benning was still running the fucking organization. The way things are going. Like you would think nothing's changed because this is just how the Canucks have been since that cup final run. It's ridiculous.
Dude, the
From Torch going to fight on the bench when he was in Vancouver.
The Boston Bruins
all the disrespect they were giving the Sedins down the tail end. Like
they and the Oilers really have the same situation.
But guys, they're going to get Bedard and everything's going to be fine. Because this league is fucking sickening. And they're going to give him Bedard. Or they're going to give him like Leo Carlson. So they have some godforsaken reason to not suck next year. Even though they're going to suck. Because that's just how this team is built functionally. Like you cannot win with that much money put into that much shit on the back end. Sorry.
I heard they're not interested in tanking though.
Yep, because we're going to trade Bo Horvat for Matt Dumba, apparently. Like, oh my God.
No way that's a real thing.
On Earth. No. Well, you heard, Jimmy. Like, Rutherford doesn't want prospects and picks. He wants hockey players.
There you go.
He wants a hockey trade.
We all
good the last hockey trade went with the center who was an unrestricted free agent.
It is so Vancouver to go and get an older defenseman that can't play defense locked up.
It's great, too, because, like, all that money that they could throw at Horvat, they gave to Ilya fucking Mikheyev. So, good job, guys. And you gave JT Miller like a 9x8 or some shit. Like, you guys are so stupid. Like, it's just unbelievable. I have no sympathy for that organization.
No.
Like, I feel terrible for the coach. I feel terrible for Boudreau. I feel bad for some of those players in there who did not sign up for this. Like, Andrei Kuzmenko is probably like, what the fuck? Like, this is stupid.
They should be trading him.
For some reason, he wants to stay. God bless him. Like...
Kuzmenko is a guy you got to move. Besser, you got to move. Horvat, of course,
you can't move. That's the problem. He's got 3 more years. No one wants that. Look at what just happened with Bjorkstrand in Columbus. Like, we come back to it every time. It takes a lot to move salary nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could wait till the summer. The Blackhawks probably take him because they're going to have to hit the floor, but that's besides the point. It's God, they're the worst. Sorry. Anyone else want to chime in on this? Because I'm done. I can't talk about Fire anymore.
I have a great quote of Boudreau from a few years back. Hopefully, share some good vibes. Something positive about Bruce.
Bruce, there it is even.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of, love the Bruce. There it is. Chance. I know everybody fucking did. But at least something beautiful there for situation. But this comes from about, I believe, 5 years ago. Fire alarm at, this is from Michael Russo 5 years ago. Fire alarm at hashtag MN Wild Hotel at 2 a.m. Alarm blared for 30 minutes. People evacuated for an hour. Boudreaux stayed in bed. I wasn't going to walk down 15 flights of stairs. I didn't smell any smoke. I said, I'm chancing it. Fucking, you can't not love him. Yeah.
It's so sad too because he's gonna get fired, and there's like 3 teams I could think of where you could drop him in and he'd probably help out immediately, but they're not gonna do it because they just hired new guys. Like I know they're doing better now, but like Florida, if they had Boudreaux, it'd be like perfect.
I tweeted that yesterday. Yes, Bruce Boudreaux on the Panthers, man. Cure fucking cancer.
Boudreaux on Calgary would at least like play the young guys for God's sake.
And actually acknowledge that your first round pick from 4 years ago played a few shifts. Good God. Like,
oh my God. He had to pull out the sheet. Daryl Sutter is a jackass, by the way. Can we just, I don't mean to transition off the Canucks, but like, holy smokes, like you said, Pierce, can the guy just pretend to give a shit for 5 seconds? And like he's sitting there laughing in the interview, like he thinks he's like a cute little like he's laughing like when like a 5-year-old like shits his pants and comes up and shows you that he shit his pants. Like it's not cute, Daryl. It's not fucking cute. Like I don't know why you think this. Oh look, I just broke all this shit, and aren't you proud of me? Like fuck you.
No, but guys,
congratulations, you beat the Lightning, but you are still incompetent as fuck. It's crazy how that works. It's crazy how you just won a 6-3 hockey game and people still think you're a fucking idiot. It's crazy how that works. It's really crazy how that works.
I mean, you know, we talked about this with him. It was years ago. He wasn't.
He I think he had a few shifts. He's 21.
Adam Ruzicka has got like 20 points in 26 games. 4th liner scratched all the time. Like, just the dumbest organization. Holy smokes.
Well, no, we'll give Milan Lucic top 6 minutes, and then they wonder why.
But Huberdeau's scoring, Pierce, so it's working, apparently.
Daryl Sutter came in and did exactly what he got fired for. Just coming in the regular season, like, not giving a flying fuck. Thinking that he has job security for that, which, I mean, he might. He probably will. He's an old high
school. He does because the owner likes him. I don't know.
Oh, God.
It's a boys' club.
Yeah. Oh, that bodes well for Flames fans. Jesus Christ.
And it's gonna be dumb because they're gonna like squeak in on a wild card spot and no one's gonna give a shit. But like they're actually, you know what? No, they're not. No, they're not.
You're looking at the standing.
They're in the last wild card spot right now. And I'm sorry, I'm taking.
They're
Colorado
not trending up. They're not going anywhere else. Let's not act like the Lightning are some world beaters this year. They really aren't.
As you were texting me.
Okay, I'm not going to be the one that doubts the Lightning. Yeah,
I'll be the one that doubts the Lightning.
That's not going to be me this year. When you guys lose to them again in 7 games, we'll go back to this.
This is the year
for the end of the year in 2023. Jimmy's not scared of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
He told me that
duly noted as a guy who's probably going to have to face that team in 4 months.
No, I've said every year I don't want that team at all. I'm not afraid of that team. They look like the 2016 Blackhawks. I don't give a fuck. I don't say that about any team the Leafs are up against. I'm not.
Brandon Hagel from Nick Paul to win in Game 7.
Listen.
On Matt Murray.
Listen.
With Connor Timmins fucking up the 2-on-1. I need it
Hey, wait a minute.
With a Mitch Marner turnover. I have already foreseen the future of how the Leafs lose this year. And if it happens, I'm playing the fucking lottery.
Fair enough.
But like seriously, Jimmy, doubting the Lightning is the dumbest thing I think you've ever done.
Yeah, when you texted me that, I'm like, there's gotta be troll in there.
Can you like one? I'm allowed one time to not doubt the team the Leafs play. I'm allowed one time to doubt the Lightning. Come on.
This isn't. You know what it would have been? It would have been in 2021 when they were facing the Montreal Canadiens and they still lost. Can you understand maybe why we're a little skeptical that they would have trouble beating the Lightning?
Or the Columbus Blue Jackets in a 5-game series, or I don't know, like having the series lead going home 3 different times and not being able to close it out. I don't know, just stuff like that would give me a little skeptical.
Slight pause, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. No. And then also, like, you know, the goalie who doesn't lose back-to-back games in the playoffs. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Every king falls off their throne. I think Lightning are on the.
I don't think it's right now though.
We're not falling off the throne from a team who can't even get to the steps to get to the throne. Like, come on now.
Let me have a breath. God, Lord.
No, you don't get to slander the Lightning as a Leaf fan.
I
This is not how this works.
I will slander the
I can't
Lightning
believe I'm defending the Tampa
I
Bay
will
Lightning
slander
right
the
now. This is
Lightning.
ridiculous.
as a Blackhawks fan that knows when a team's about to fall off. They're in their own.
Here's the
minds.
difference with the Blackhawks in 2016 and the Lightning now. The Blackhawks did not have a bottom six to save their fucking life. Tampa still does.
Also,
They'll be fine.
their management is smart.
Their
and
biggest scare right
cool.
now is Victor Hedman. That's it.
That's fair,
That's
but that's a big fucking scare. Granted,
Yeah, but Mikhail
Bounce them
Sergachev
around
also
and
was
change
taking a
everything.
massive step this year, so it doesn't matter. It evens out.
oh yeah, I mean that's fair.
Sergachev,
Sure.
he's been great this year.
Oh yeah,
Like I said, I'm not worried about the Lightning. If anything, they're just as good. Like Hagel's point a game this year.
yeah. No, it's fucking great to see him back in his form.
Kucherov's like quietly got 65 points.
Hagel, the guy who you build a
Second in
franchise
assists, I
around, by
think,
the
behind
way.
McDavid.
He's third in points, and he's
Yep.
he's still 22 points behind.
Yep.
Goodness.
Nah, I usually
Yeah,
don't-
but Jack Hughes is winning the heart, not Connor McDavid, guys.
oh my lord.
That's
Because
because
it's most
they'll actually make the
valuable
playoffs.
player.
Connor McDavid has, sorry, Jack Hughes is a better fucking team around him, and he's on the Devils. Like, let's be for real.
Dude, Connor McDavid would kill for Andre Palat. Or like Thomas Tatar, for God's sake.
He would take, dude. Kyler Yamamoto, Dylan Holloway. No, thank you.
Dude,
Warren
Holloway's got
Fogle.
like 8
Oh,
points.
yeah,
Like
dude.
I like Dylan Holloway as a prospect, but he's just not doing it right now. And you need to go get someone who can
Dude,
score.
just put
Like,
him in Bakersfield and get some friggin' damn players that can play now and win.
when Clint Costin is your savior in the top 6, that's a fucking problem. That's not a good thing. That's
Dude.
you are literally grasping at straws. Like
Oilers getting a young guy that overperforms slightly, and fans go over the top and praise because they have nobody else in the middle
Patrick
or
Maroon,
bottom
is that you?
six. Yeah, never heard this fucking story before.
yeah, I don't mean to keep shitting on Western Canadian teams, but like they're just all shit shows right now.
Yeah.
And like all for completely different reasons, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
Because like the Oilers, it's just get him some help so you could be good in the playoffs or get to the playoffs and be good. Because once you're in with him, you have a cheat code. So just figure it out. And it seems they have a goalie. Calgary, it's like you miss the playoffs. You don't have your first round pick, if I recall correctly. So we'll have fun with that one. Same with Florida. No one's talking about that either. And it's unprotected. Yeah, Florida better get their heads out of their ass real quick, by the way.
that's not happening anytime soon.
Well, they did actually. They're like 7-2 in their last 9, but
Paul Maurice, man, I don't know.
no, that's not Paul Maurice. That's just they're scoring out of their problems. That's, in my opinion, that's what it is.
Oh no, I mean like that's Paul Maurice catches up to that.
Yeah, but the Sabres have 3 games in hand, and they only are 2 points back.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Panthers are not making the playoffs. They're not. Sabres are.
Man, remember when the
Sabres are
Sens and the
fine.
Canadians are making the playoffs? That was fun.
It was the summer of the year.
Yeah, no, I thought Shane Pinto was going to be Patrice Bergeron, but
Like, granted, okay, I'm going to be the first to say it. If Josh Norris doesn't get hurt, I bet Shane Pinto's got way better numbers because he would have been third in line all year. But, like, oh my God, I've never heard a mid prospect get overrated. Actually, no, I have. I've talked to New York Ranger fans every day of the week. So I hear it all the time.
Did you see Lafreniere? He's pushed away from a check and got the puck to Harper in the first reply. Amazing play by Laff there to protect the puck. Amazing protection on the boards. You guys have nothing. Like, listen, take me back.
Yeah, but they
to
still can't give up like Kravtsov for Eichel. So
He's an untouchable. Same with Shane Pinto.
take
same
me
with
back to
fucking
2020
Nils
when
Lundqvist who
they
ended up getting
lucked
traded anyway.
into Lafreniere, and I was hearing about how and we were all saying Capo Caco, Lafreniere, Keandre Miller, Filipino. It's a great. I'm missing
Adam
your names.
Fox,
But
Igor Shesterkin.
those, yes, these. It looked like it's such a promising team, and then you look away for a few seconds, you look back, and they're praising Lafreniere spinning around the boards in the shift. Like, holy shit! Like, I thought that we had it rough for Chicago for a bit. They are scraping over crumbs in New York. Like, what in the world?
See, that's what happens when you don't win Stanley
Such
Cups. You have to
absolute
grasp
winner.
at straws like that, and also like these seasons you didn't miss the playoffs. Like, it's just like I have heard some wild goalpost moving the last 2 weeks when it comes to
What
people's
do the
fucking
Steve
hockey
Dangle
teams.
podcast call it? The spaghetti goalposts.
Like, oh my god, you got worse goalposts than when Matt Murray's in net. Get the fuck out of here. Like, Jesus. It's unbelievable, dude. Like, cannot stand this. Cannot stand people sometimes.
Oh, yeah. And the Rangers fans are looking at the Pop-Tart box and talking about the B vitamins you can get in it. That's about where we're at.
God, my favorites, just all of them are like, we're getting Timo Meyer. And it's like, you're getting like Craig Smith and you're going to win. So just accept it.
Let's go
Like,
left
I'm
for
sorry.
Craig Smith and then left for Near's.
It's not
No,
fucking
my favorite
happening.
thing-
You're lucky if you get Patrick Kane because he wants to wave. That's like your pipe dream, probably. But you really think Drury's gonna move fucking assets? Fuck no, he's not. Come on
No.
now.
That
They don't
dude
have
is
the cap.
He's stubborn and he's
No,
overconfident.
because we're gonna stick to our guys.
Yeah, I love Nerf. Yeah.
Whatever. Rangers mid as hell.
Yep.
Oh, but they're the 3 seed, guys. Let's go.
New Jersey, New York in the first round. I hope it goes 7
New
games.
Jersey's gonna cook.
I hope no one wins that series. Actually, you know what? It's fine. The winner's just gonna get fucking whacked by Carolina.
Can we just waive both teams? Thanks. We need to get the Canadians in there, guys, because they're gonna make it as well.
No,
I've seen.
Washington's just like the stupidest heater I've ever seen from it. Like Eric Gustafson's on his back on his 2019 bullshit, which is just so funny to me.
How
now
did
all the
the Capitals sign him for league minimum?
Oh my god, it's so fucking great because all the analytics nerds are doing the same shit they did 4 years ago. It's so funny because their stupid fucking analytics don't track defense the way they should. Oh my god, guys, look at these bars. They're so good. Yeah, do you not track what goes on in the other 150 feet of the ice? Like, holy mother
No,
of
what was
God.
the tweet? The Caps really just signed this guy for $800K. Okay, all right. Where have I seen this story before?
Let's go look at like how this guy performs defensively for more than 5 seconds for once.
Oh, this
please.
guy's performing on a very cheap.
No, but
contract.
guys, he's got
What was
like
his-
17 points, and he's done it every year since 2018. I don't know how he like the fact that Steve Dangle said that shit unironically almost made me want to cry. It was so
Oh
funny.
boy! Oh,
He's
Steve.
literally like reading
Oh,
off
boy.
Gustafson's stat line. He's like, yeah, he got kind of bounced around a couple of teams. They had to have probably been because he wasn't good at defense or something. And he said that like dead fucking serious, like he didn't know. And I was just like, holy fuck, guys! This is
Nah.
the guy who was. This is the guy who blew his assignment in Game 7 so bad that Joe Quenneville shoved his ass in the minors for a year and a half because he didn't feel him not playing defense. Like, I'm a firm believer that Eric Gustafson doesn't have a job in this league if it's not for Jeremy Colleton. I am such a firm believer in that. Think about it.
No, yeah.
Quenneville was never going to give that fucker a chance. And you want to know why? He doesn't play defense.
Eric Gustafson, while
No,
one
but
of a
I'm-
horrible human
but-
being,
Or the crazy
Should
ones.
be
just
calling
saying,
and
oh, yeah,
thinking-
you know, this guy is actually not a good defenseman.
no, he
You
should be
don't know what
thinking
you're
Goldman and
talking about.
Carlson.
Look at the bar graphs. Look at the points. No, I'm
Look
going
at
to
the
see my 2 eyes and
stats.
watch him blow his assignment in the defensive end every fucking time. Like, the actual Capital fans I listen to, we're talking about how much of a fucking nightmare Gustafson and Carlson were as a pairing because none of them play defense.
Wait, who's he with?
John fucking Carlson, the other guy who doesn't play defense.
No, John Carlson and John Carlson Jr. back at it.
Like,
Oh,
congrats to the
no.
Caps. Like, I'm all for him doing well. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't start pushing the narrative that he's a good defenseman because he's not. He's a great offensive defenseman. He can't play defense.
He's a forward
push
that
that
happens to
fucking
play
narrative that he can play defense.
happens to play defense. That's what
I can't listen to that narrative. And there are Capital fans trying to push that shit, and the analytics community is lazily backing them, and it's ridiculous because their
It's amazing
analytics.
how much we have been some of the only, like, in that, you know, there are groups in hockey Twitter, right? There's the strong-headed analytics, there's the old heads,
What?
and I feel like we're in that middle area. But if you're in that middle, you've pulled away from the mean, the general mean, which is, you know, the old heads. And yet every single time they find a way to make up some ridiculous shit on the timeline, they just watch a game for 5 minutes. Watch Eric Gustafson take 2 shits with John Carlson, of all people. I don't get it.
Whatever. And like, good for him. Like he's doing exactly what he did last time. He's going on a PDO bender like 3 months too early. Like if you can do this in April,
2019
be fine.
Or 2022 or 2021 or 2023 now. I can't wait for next year. Can't wait for his Carolina Hurricanes debut.
And if he was such a good defenseman, he totally signed more than 1-year deals the last 4 years. So
And now go team to team.
he totally would have signed more than a 1-year deal coming off a 60-point season. That's for sure.
I cannot.
Whatever. What do we know? What do we know? What do we know?
What?
We're just salty Blackhawk fans, right? Don't know shit. You're just jealous you don't have him on your team anymore. Totally, dude. Totally. That's
You know what? I would
cry every
help
night
us
because I
think.
don't have Eric fucking Gustafson on my
I
hockey
would
team
love for
anymore.
Gustafson to be on this top pairing, dude. He'd sink the.
I'd love it too. We'd lose more hockey games.
He'd
It'd be
sink
great.
this fucking team, dude.
Imagine him and Jack Johnson. Holy fuck, we can let up like
Oh,
90
put him-
goals.
Pull him with Eric Gustafson 2.0. Caleb
No,
Jones.
Gustafson Johnson
dude.
would
Oh,
maybe be the worst
that's
pairing
actually-
in modern NHL
Holy
history.
smokes, that's a nightmare.
Holy.
Minus 11 in one game combined. That's what's going to happen. And I don't even like plus minus, but that's going to get tracked like that if they play together. But Caleb Jones, by the way, is analytically the best defenseman on Chicago. Like, not listening.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Like, I bet that the guy who gets like sheltered third pairing minutes has better analytics than the 2 guys who play 25 minutes a night and play
We've
every
been
other
saying
night.
this for years. Every year,
Right.
every year, there's a third pairing guy, and everyone's like, "Why isn't he getting top line minutes?"
Slater Cooper.
I don't know, because he's a third pairing guy who plays against other shit players. Not to say every guy is shit necessarily, but let's not kid ourselves.
But Jimmy, he's going to be our Gustav Forsling or Mackenzie Weegar.
God almighty. Caleb Jones gets
Like
shot
I love
from
these
the
like
point.
I love these like stories where like guys come out of nowhere and are good, but I'm sorry they fuck with people's heads going forward because then they think every bum can be
No.
Tage Thompson.
Like,
Like-
exactly.
That's what makes these players so
Not
special.
every third
Yeah.
pairing guy is going to turn into Gustav Forsling. Gustav Forsling and Tage Thompson, not that they're.
Dude, Devon Taves is
Level.
another good example. He was a third pairing defenseman on the Islanders, and then he gets traded to the Avs, and he's a top pairing guy. Like
For 2 second-round picks, by the way.
that just doesn't happen. Like Shea Theodore's another one. He wasn't really that good, and then he just kind of took off when he went to Vegas. Like that's not gonna happen every fucking time. Like, I didn't mean to go on a giant tirade about defensemen, but it's just
Gee, I
No,
wonder
you
what
totally did.
podcasts are for.
ugh. We need to start appreciating real defensemen like Charlie McAvoy and Miro Heiskanen.
Yes.
Anyways, what year are we in?
No,
2019. Are we in 2019 again? Because we just talked about Eric Gustafson going on a bender. We talked about how the Canucks management is awful, how the Flames might miss.
How Connor McDavid has no secondary scoring.
That just
If
proves
you woke
time
up
is
from
a
a
flat
coma
circle.
5 years ago. you wouldn't
And we're
think
talking
it
about the
would.
Blackhawks in the lottery because that would have been 5 years ago too. Because that was
Yeah.
when they were
Mhm.
terrible.
The more things
God, I hope
change, the
history
more
doesn't
they
repeat
stay.
itself when they go on a stupid bender this month and fuck up their draft stock. Because they won like 12 of 14, and that's what fucked it up last time. So start losing.
Please and thank you. Holy.
Starting tonight, Quentin Byfield, get a hat trick. Let's go.
We need the Rick Tocchet Canucks to beat
Oh,
us.
wait a
on
minute.
Tuesday.
God, we're gonna give Rick Tocchet his first win, aren't we?
Mm.
Listen, like I usually a couple of the Hawks wins, I was like, whatever. But the last 2 wins, very happy with. Shut down the homophobic pricks in Philly and fucking beat St. Louis. Take
Oh,
those 2 wins
big
every day
thing-
of the week.
Big
Also,
thing that was not talked about enough. One in Philly for the first time since like fucking 97.
96.
dude, of course,
take
this
that.
is the Taves and Kane team that does it. Not like the other 10 teams that were really fucking good. It's this team that
The
wins. it.
retirement team.
Wild. Just wild.
Last time they won a regular season game in Philadelphia, November 7th, 1996. My parents were barely 2 months into their marriage.
I was gonna say my mom and dad and I were joking about it. I was like, you guys were probably dating for like a year when that happened. Like it's that long ago. It's wild. And also, fuck Philadelphia because that shit is stupid. Like and it goes
before we
It goes-
get into that,
Yeah, sorry. Pierce.
before we get into that, I just want to say, like, Bruce Boudreau seems like Jimmy brought up that thing earlier. Bruce Boudreau seems like a genuinely great guy. And in hockey, we preach so much about character, but when there's actually someone who's like universally loved, that like Bruce Boudreau is, someone that has like one of the best regular season winning percentage as a coach of all time. But no, it's his fault. We're gonna kick him out. Not only are we gonna fire him, but it's gonna be known to everyone before he gets fired. And he's literally doing press conferences of him saying, "Oh yeah, this might be my." Remember the quote where he's like, where he didn't come out for morning skate to do the comments, and he's like, I got you guys there, right? Like he's such a great guy. He's handled it with class, and just the Vancouver management. Ugh.
Some of the hardest interviews to watch too. I mean, the guy knew it was happening. He's emotional about it because guess what? He's coach. He fucking loves hockey. And Bruce Boudreau, we've seen the video more than anybody. Loves to fucking win. Loves what he does. I don't know, man.
A team that is actually good and not run by a bunch of morons is going to pick him up, and they're going to at least make the playoffs. I can bet that much. If he does get hired, if he wants to play in hockey again, it's all up to him. He's done up the resume. He's one of Jack Adams. He's done everything.
Whatever fucking team he goes to, I need that man to drop his fucking balls on the table and say, "Listen, if I'm coming in here, no bullshit. Like, no, I'm not going through this again."
He's going to Toronto when you guys lose in round 1. New management's bringing him in, baby. Because fucking Shelby
only
keeps
silver
not gonna
lining
cut it
to
with his
me
150
would
wins.
be Bruce Boudreau. Well, and actually, that's not enough for silver lining.
Oh my god. No, but like Bruce Boudreau, I really hope he finds. I hope he just goes and works in TV because, like you said, he's a great personality. Like Pierce, I don't know if you remember at the draft when like Kevin Owens walked by and he like had a total
yes,
nerd
I do
out
remember
session.
that. Yes, I
Oh
do.
my god, that was awesome. Like we just need more like lighthearted moments like that, and Bruce usually seemed to bring them more than any other coach. So it's gonna be a shame that he's not gonna be around the coaching carousel anymore, and we'll get another boring naysayer like Rick Tocchet. Joy to.
Oh, and by the way, did you see Darren Dreger be like, "Yeah, I know Bruce Boudreau is loved."
Oh
by
my God! Water Carrier
what did he
2023 goes to Darren Dreger again.
Wait,
We're not even a month into the year, and he already won
what
Water
did
Carrier
Dreger
of the
say?
year.
Dreger was like, "I know Bruce Boudreau is beloved by the fans and the players in Vancouver, but sometimes you got to make hard decisions as management." Now, I would believe this if this team wasn't in perpetual mediocrity for a decade plus now.
Yep.
But they keep going through coaches. They went through Travis Green. They went through a couple other guys, I'm pretty sure. But none of them have done anything. I wonder why. Maybe it's on management for putting a mediocre team, not sticking to one particular thing.
Here, Dregs, let me get my lipstick for you so you can pucker up before you go kiss his ass some more. Like Jesus Christ, I cannot stand him. Like actually a joke of a journalist. I don't care. I hope that idiot blocks me at some point because like I can't stand seeing him on the timeline. Like just from him dick riding Marner years ago to just dick riding the
Marner
Jet.
might command more than 10 million actually.
Oh my!
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Way to go, Paul.
No, like Dregs is just a joke of a journalist. Sometimes it's unbelievable. Like
He's beyond journalist. He's a fucking media piece for
He's
people.
a media meat writer. That's what he is. Like,
media
there's not a way to put it.
Oh god.
Yep.
Joy. How fun.
Nothing
And
but.
we wonder why the sport never goes anywhere. No
I
accountability.
love the Aquilinis just shifting.
No, but we'll
to
carry water.
different fucking GMs and coaches every 2-3 years. I wonder what could be the problem. I wonder.
It's clearly the players.
It's
And the coach.
clearly the players or the coach or the.
It's clearly not the owner or anything. No.
God, what was it they fucking.
Because you know what they say. It doesn't start at the top. It starts at the bottom. It always starts at the bottom.
Yeah.
Dumbasses.
Also,
Jesus.
this is just the Bruce Boudreau thing happening in Vancouver right now. We like the whole Rachel Dory stuff too. Like,
Oh boy.
it's hard
I didn't
to.
even mention that.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Can you see why we're maybe a bit skeptical about the higher ups right now in
Idiots.
Vancouver? They just seem like awful people that don't know what they're doing.
I mean, fuck, the owner's getting sued by his kids. So that should tell you.
That should tell you that all right there.
Good. But
Yeah, because I know.
better people.
God. Just the worst. There was a Fire Lou chant at the UBS Arena last night. That's awesome. The Islanders have won 1 game in their last 9 and have scored 15 goals.
Oh, say that again?
9.
Anyways,
You heard me. 15 goals in 9 games, Jim Bob. They're trading for
What's
Patrick
the-
Kane.
Oh God. And what's
Lou Lambs is going to get his guy for 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and Natsu Ratu.
but enough about Andy Green coming out of retirement.
Real.
I love that they traded 2 second-round picks to get Andy Green and then took 2 for Devon Taves. Fantastic value.
Hey, it all evens out. Am I right?
Yeah, but they made 2 Eastern Conference Finals, so it worked. Stupidest team. But then we're not going to bring back Barry Trotz because he's the problem. Just the worst team.
Oh, they can actually score goals now. Actually looks at the stats. What, 15 goals in the last 9 games?
Scored a bunch of goals, guys. Let's see what their goals for are this year. 141. That would put them like bottom 5 in the league.
Do the Blackhawks close to them?
The Blackhawks have 107. So no, they're not even
really.
close.
Again, anyone worried about the Blackhawks?
The bottom 3 is like them, Arizona, and Anaheim. Like, I'm not too worried about them. Trust me. Columbus is 119. Like, yeah, I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about the Hawks in the slightest. That's what I say to that.
Speaking of that, do we want to talk about that?
Yeah,
You
dude.
want to talk about how Ivan Provorov's a homophobic piece of shit? Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yep.
No, but guys, it's okay. He can. It's because of his religion. He can do that.
Yeah, so he could totally like sleep in the same bed as his girlfriend because that's a part of their religion.
And
too.
only wear
Like,
one.
sorry, if you want to follow the
Wow.
religion, you better go full in because I'm just gonna judge every little thing you don't do by the religion. If that's your fucking excuse, you better be like a fucking. You better be like a fucking Amish person. Like, I swear to God, like. I'm just not in the mood for this. Oh, religion. Fuck you.
It's a scapegoat.
Fuck you. I'm
It's another
sorry.
scapegoat.
Jesus didn't tell you to not. Didn't Jesus say love your brothers and sisters? Like, I can't with this shit. I can't. I honestly can't. It's the dumbest shit. Like, I don't know how people in religion would think that, like, Jesus doesn't look down on you from this shit. Like, if that's how you're looking at this shit, or your God looks down on you, like, fuck you guys. Honestly, you guys suck. You guys suck.
Yeah,
Terrible.
it's
And
more
on
of a
top of that,
really-
he's getting defended by his head coach and gets to play hockey the same night. Because his head
Okay.
coach doesn't see a problem with it.
But guys,
Because he's
there's
such
no
a
problem.
fucking old school tool
There's
that he
no-
just doesn't care. All he cares about is, dude, don't ask me about the All-Star game. I'm just trying to win hockey games here. Go fuck yourself. Honestly.
But guys, it's okay if it's just religion. But Colin Kaepernick, no, he can't. He's not allowed to do that. No,
You can't kneel on my bench. You won't play. Fuck you. Honestly. Like, I'm so over you picking and choosing when you're going to fight for people. Go fuck yourself. Honestly. You have shown your colors at this point. I don't give a fuck. Nothing is going to make me change my mind on those 2 pricks and on the management and on everyone around him. Like, I don't know if you listened to what Scott Lawton said after the game, but he seemed like he was pissed with how that whole
they are
thing played
too.
out.
Like because you're being a selfish asshole who decided to not participate in warm-ups just because the colors of a jersey. I can't do that because it's against my religion. Not only have you alienated your teammates, you've alienated the fan base of people who.
You
I want,
alienated
like-
an entire goddamn community across the league. This
Yeah.
goes farther than a fan base. This goes league wide.
Not
This goes
only
everywhere.
and not only that, like, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's just a jersey. What's the big deal?" That's kind of the whole thing.
That's
It's-
the whole goddamn point.
yeah.
The whole
the point.
fucking point. We see it time and time again. Time and time again. Every comment section. It can be Facebook, where every piece of social media, you still full of assholes. Every Pride night. Where's the straight night? Where's the why don't you kiss my fucking ass? One
No, they can't do that. They're
Singular-
homophobes. Sorry. You
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
kiss
Yeah,
them.
sorry.
Sorry, can't do that.
Yet all the
Well,
meat writing.
I'll
is-
shower with naked men 82 times a year, bare minimum, but I can't wear a gay pride shirt.
No.
Yet the meat writing they did for Ivan Provorov, they'll tell you otherwise.
No.
Also, the
it-
fact that he is now leading the league in jersey sales, every single one of you that bought a jersey can burn in fucking hell. I promise you. Every single one of you can burn in hell. It is just the worst kind of people.
Hey guys,
the actual worst kind of
there's
people.
this guy who's a homophobic bigot. I don't know about the sport. I don't know,
Oh,
player. So I'm gonna spend $200 on a player
Yeah,
that
that's
I
true.
had
That'll
no idea
show
about,
them.
a sport I didn't know about yesterday that I'm inevitably going to forget about in a week. Just to
Spending $500
own
on
the
jerseys
game.
to own the libs. Like, congratulations, dude. You are just real freedom fighter here, guys. Real freedom fighter. Just,
I need to hone in on something really quick with this
oh
whole
my
thing,
God.
because the one word that I keep seeing come up with this whole
know.
conversation is in lifestyle. It's a word that's been thrown around for decades and decades. It is used to gaslight the LGBT community nonstop. We have guys like Ivan Provorov come around and not want to support these things because he doesn't support the lifestyle. The religion doesn't support the lifestyle. I look in the YouTube comments. Oh, Ivan Provorov's a legend. Why? Because he didn't want to
I
support
can't
the
believe the
lifestyle.
Russians stand up for religious rights in America.
When anyone says that the reason they don't support this is because they don't support a lifestyle, goes against it is a perfect example of why we have a Pride Night. Because people in the LGBT community are not seen as people existing as who they are. It's seen as a choice. And the entire point of bringing attention to this is to show that this isn't a lifestyle. This is a state of being.
Yeah, I chose
for
to be
people.
marginalized and bullied my
Yeah.
whole life.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't fucking choose to come out in as non-binary and pansexual in a Catholic family because I wanted some great fucking benefit from it. I did it because that's true to who I am, and that's how it is for every goddamn person in the LGBT community. And the longer we keep that word, the longer that word gets to stay around this conversation, it's as long as it's there, there's no movement, there's no progression. Until people, this goes for all of hockey, all fans, players, everyone involved. If you see this as a lifestyle, you're missing the entire fucking point, and you're part of the problem. It's not a lifestyle. It's who people are, and people need to be seen as who they fucking are. We are not talking about it. If I don't need to explain why the whole straight night bullshit is ridiculous. I don't need to
because
explain
every
that.
night is
If
straight
you-
night. People don't have to.
That's the
Straight
that's the
people are
whole
always
every
accepted
day
for
of
who
the
they
year.
are. Like
Every night is straight night in the NHL.
yes,
Every night is straight night in every sport. And the fact that Pride Night is such a shake to people's cores, the fact that for 5 minutes, a bunch of grown men skate around with rainbow-colored numbers on their backs for a good 10, 15 minutes tops.
if that.
If that's a problem, maybe you're the soft ones.
Hey, maybe
Just
there's
a theory.
snowflakes.
It is projection to call anybody sensitive when you can't handle a bunch of grown men skating around in these for 10 minutes. And as someone in the community, it makes it hard to watch. It makes it hard to put those games on and enjoy it. And I don't know how to say it, but it's hard. It's really hard. But sorry, fuck. I'm like,
No, dude, you're good.
it's
This is why we wanted to have you on, not because we gotta someone who's part of the community. Like,
no. I'm very glad you guys waited for this, and I'm. It's not a conversation that I ever want to have about the sport. This sport changed my life and gave me so much. I wouldn't be able to go into details on the pod or really publicly about it for a long time, but hockey really saved my life in a lot of ways. Gave me the life I have today. The reason I'm talking to you too,
dude, we wouldn't be here, any of us, for hockey. We wouldn't be talking about this right now.
And to watch that sport and know that this is a league filled with people that have nothing to say to speak up against this, it's tough. It's disheartening, and there's no fucking place for it anymore. So we're in 2023. And
What do I say every time when something like this in hockey happens, it's not that it happened, it's how it was handled. Unfortunately, in life, there's going to be assholes and bigots like Ivan Provorov, but if no one's going to take accountability, at the very least,
The head coach excused it, and
the front office excused it too. Like,
I didn't see that. That's great. That's great.
Bad luck on the whole organization. It's just
Bad luck in the whole fucking
again,
league.
it takes away from the progress that's being made. Like, again, JVR, Scott Law, these guys do so much work in the community. It couldn't have been about the great work they've done. No, it had to be about someone who had to step out of line. And
I don't want to be that guy, but like, just to put it bluntly, if Tony fucking D'Angelo can wear the Pride Night jersey, you can too. The biggest fucking asshole this sport has seen in the last 4 years.
Did you see?
Swallowed his pride for the greater good of people. Like, go fuck yourself.
Pun intended.
Like, honestly, I can't like entertain this conversation anymore. Like, it's just wrong. There's no defending it. There's no my side of the story on this one. No, you're just flat out in the fucking wrong right now. And I feel so bad for everyone that has been hurt from this situation. And it's just it's supposed to be a form of escapism for people, and they can't even get away from what they're trying to escape from sometimes. Because this sport can't fucking get the skeletons out of their closet.
I think you nailed it right there with the escapism part. I think you really fucking nailed it. And I'm not going to make it about me, but my experience I know is shared throughout the fucking community. This is something to go and enjoy. You know, this is what you get. You get home from work and you put on the game and you try and just, forget about everything for a little bit. Just enjoy yourself. And you have to watch TV knowing that this is the league that doesn't give a flying fuck about your existence. This is the league that doesn't give a fuck when someone disrespects it completely and adds more to this fuel to the fire that has ever burned for over a century now. Yeah, no, I'm fuck them. I don't really. It sucks because I wish I could offer, even just as a fan, some form of substance for how this can get better. But there's nothing special about it besides leagues got to change. People got to step up and speak up. I don't care. Sports bigger than stats and playing time and this and that.
Your sport will always be political, whether you like it or not.
Someone's gonna say something. You're gonna piss off guys in your team. You're gonna piss off guys league wide. Someone's got to fucking speak up. Brett Marchand said years ago in 2016 that he said publicly that there are gay players in the NHL. There are closeted players in the NHL.
Dude, there's 600 NHL players, something like that.
There's
at least 10 gay players, at least. And I'm saying, I'm lowballing with that one.
Yeah, very
like
much
you said,
lowballing it.
Like, it's just ridiculous.
Dude, we're in the TikTok phase. Everyone.
I really would you're just gonna look down the line in 20 years, and there's gonna be a player on the Flyers who probably comes out, and he's just gonna
affected them.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it will. My own fucking teammates can't. It's just ridiculous, dude.
For a sport that's supposed to be so oriented on team, now I'm going to step out of line and not take the warm-ups. I know for fact, like, this whole NHL is predominantly white Christian male men. I know for fact there are homophobic pieces of shit that went on the ice and
hockey has bigots. Cities. No,
yeah,
no. The same sport that no, I can't, dude. I can't. This
sport.
Like when we bang the drum that this sport is light years behind every other sport. It is literal light years behind every other fucking sport. It's unbelievable.
It's frustrating because I at least through Twitter, hockey has a very strong and vocal LGBT community. They
have one of the biggest LGBTQ followings in all of sports, and it's one of the most niche sports out there.
And that's the thing, like, people like that are everywhere. Why can't we just, people see this stuff? Why can't we just treat other humans with kindness and empathy and decency? But no, we can't do that because, it's against my religion. But yeah.
Well, now it's against my religion to be nice to you. My religion is I don't be nice to people who are assholes.
Even though I thought the whole point of religion and the Bible is to be kind to other people, besides in spite of your background or raising or whatever. But no, it's just
to be a bigoted asshole. That's what it is.
Because I choose to.
It just gives me
another context. Yeah,
and it's really a shame to there are a lot of Christian churches out there that are incredibly progressive.
Mhm.
I had a counselor I saw that helped me a lot through the time when I came out, and they were Christian. They went to a church and all that, and couldn't have been more accepting, couldn't have been more supportive in every way. And I wouldn't be as comfortable with myself now if it wasn't for them. And Ivan Provorov puts an awful image on every single one of them, and it's not deserved. It's horrible. It's fucking terrible. I mean, at the end of the day, it's fucking terrible, and it needs to change. And that's.
I want to say this. I want to say this too. I'm also not anti-religion. People who use religion as a platform to seek solace and peace in their life and don't use it to be an asshole, I respect
There's
you.
nothing wrong with that. It's using the religion as an excuse or a crutch to be mean and bring down other groups of people. Like, you suck for that.
Completely destroys the entire point of religion to weaponize it as a homophobic tool.
Yep.
Or a tool to marginalize any
group, yeah.
minority.
And at the end of the day, like
thousands of years.
And at the end of the day, as hateful and loud as I just was, like at the end of the day, the moral should be to be kind to everyone, be open to what other people think, unless it's extremely close-minded, like we're seeing from some people. I'm at the point in my life where, like, if you think like that, you're getting cut out of my life. I can't. Whether it's some freaking stranger online, whether it's a family member, I don't care. You think like that, you are out of my network. You're out. You ever see Meet the Fuckers? Out of my circle of trust. Not happening. But at the end of the day, be kind to your neighbor, be kind to your friends, and for God's sake, you just need to learn to love everyone, because this is just getting ridiculous that we have to get that we're still having these conversations in 2023, like Jimmy said. It's just not okay. It's not okay. You would think at least the majority of people have gotten the memo. But no, I mean, obviously, like you said, there's going to be bad eggs out there always. But
unfortunately, that's a part of life. It's just how we handle it. And I was very
it's not that there aren't going to be bad eggs, to your point, Schmitty. It's that these people aren't being identified as that. That's the entire problem.
It's not enough to be like not homophobic. You have to be anti-homophobic.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. And
it's not enough to be an ally anymore. That's all I'm going to say. Like there are people who are suffering.
I think I'll put it this way: it's not enough to say you're one. You got to be one. I see enough people saying they are. I see enough people saying that they support the community, but a lot of people get tight-lipped when this shit happens. A lot of people
actions speak louder than words.
Perfect example, Ivan Provorov saying, "Oh, I do respect everyone's choices, but I'm not putting on the jersey." That's a matter of action speaking.
No, oof, man, the amount of times I've heard from people, I respect you, but I just don't agree.
There's always a but. There's just always a but.
No, there's always a but, and it always stinks.
Or it's no offense, and then it's just there's the whole.
No offense,
no offense, but the most.
No offense, but I'm about to say a bunch of shit that's gonna offend you.
And
it's just like
I can't tell you how shitty, how offensive it feels for someone to think that those things are not offensive to someone. Again, speaks to a bigger issue,
the absolute like aloofness to think like that is insane. To just not be aware of what is going on in current society, to think that your barbaric mindset is okay still. Whatever. Yeah, I've said what I wanted to say on this. I'm going in circles.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a pin in my thoughts because I could go on for days.
We really could.
Yeah.
I could write a book about this shit. Not worth my time.
With this from a thread from someone called Cody Sweet at the Cody Sweet, a queer hockey fan's unsolicited opinion. When you're wearing a Pride jersey, I don't necessarily think that it means you support my lifestyle. What it says to me is I'm a part of a team that is making an effort to make you feel welcome in this space. It truly only works if the whole team is doing it. And what you're doing is creating a wall, a protective barrier, a support system, saying it's okay, you're welcome here. Because even now in 2023, I have been called the F slur, gay, and showing a stunning knowledge of gay sex bottom in Philadelphia nonetheless. Hockey arenas aren't welcome. I don't always feel comfortable, and I go to games by myself. I sit alone. So when teams have Pride Night, it doesn't suggest they support me or they promote me. It says they see me as a human. What makes me separate does not make me less equal. The sport has room for me. When teams can't stand together to stand up for people in their workplace, people who spend their money on them, people who just want to feel safe, people who just want to feel welcome, people who need this, it's a failure. So my suggestion as a queer person, but not speaking for the community, if your whole team is not on board for Pride Night, don't let one person opt out. Cancel Pride Night instead. We don't need lips or this. It's shallow. It's pathetic, honestly. Oh, and bonus suggestion, maybe empower your ushers to tamp down cheers, chirps, and jeers that use sexuality as a way to put players and fans down. Because I'd love to go to a game without feeling like shit.
Yeah. Didn't appreciate going to a Devils game and getting called a cocksucker 5 minutes in. They didn't even know I was gay, let alone, like, I can't imagine what someone who they know is, what they would say to them. Not a welcome fucking place. Everyone hockey is for everyone. And if they want to keep by those words,
No, hockey for everyone is the stupidest thing ever.
No, I was literally going to close on that. Hockey's not for everyone. Don't
No,
let
yeah.
anyone tell you that fucking lie. And, like, I hate saying that, but it's not.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's just not.
It's not.
They can tell that. They could try to wear that fucking fake face all they want. But, like you said, actions speak louder than words. And that's just a lot of words at this point.
No soap operas, just hockey.
No, so.
And not to bring it back to this, but I find it fucking hilarious. Conservatives that are calling the NHL woke because all this is happening. If they paid attention,
I need to say, I would love if the NHL was woke. I'd watch every fucking game there
We're
was.
the woke league now. This is crazy. Holy shit!
You even paid attention to what's
watching through a fucking game. Yeah, no.
If you pay attention to not what's happened in the NHL the past few years, but in the game of hockey, you would know everything that they think about would align with what the NHL thinks. It's so funny to me.
You know, the most amazing thing about when whatever NHL exec came up with hockey is for everyone is that when they were typing it out, they were jerking themselves off with the other hand. And I'm sick of them still doing it years later.
We're geniuses for doing that.
Oh God,
they just like giving themselves.
I've saved the gays. Fuck right off. It's not. You know, I'll end it with this. It's not. And this. It's not support. It's just trying to get people to trail off the scent. So yeah, fuck it. Let's move on to something else.
Anyways, I just want to say to any LGBT plus fans that are out there dealing like having a hard time, because I understand like I'm again as a straight white male, I'm never gonna fully understand what you guys go through, but I can be an ally. I can be anti-homophobic, call people out on their shit when they're being a homophobic bigot. I can do that much, but I just want to be there to support and all that. And that's why when we see Luke Prokop doing what he's done in a sport, like
go, baby.
You have to look at those people. And even though it seems like no progress is being done, most times it feels like we're going backwards. There are always people making change to try to make the sport more inclusive. So I just want to end it off on that.
Well said.
Anyways, I hate to say it, but we're going to have a discussion whether it's about this, whether it's about homophobia or racism, unfortunately within the sport of hockey, probably sometime within the next couple months, because it's part of the game. Like we're going to have
this situation's going to, you know, there's going to be a trickle down effect of sorts, whatever way that goes. We don't know.
We're never gonna back down from talking about stuff like this.
Yeah, fuck no.
Anyways, whenever we're done talking, like whenever we're done these kind of conversations, we gotta take a sharp right hand turn.
Short right hand turn.
A sharp right hand turn. Anyways, Cole Caulfield we kind of touched on it earlier, but Cole Caulfield is out for the rest of the season. I feel bad for Cole Caulfield. And you look at these teams like the Habs that have just been battered with injuries, like Slafkovsky is out. We brought that up earlier too. I think Gouli is out. And then you look at Columbus, that whole team is injured. I don't know. I think I'd rather be the Blackhawks right now with your whole, instead of having your whole fucking team just injured. And obviously they don't have control about that. That's part of hockey. But when people complain about the Blackhawks, like their whole team could be injured. It could just be a shit show. So just enjoy the wins that are happening right now, because it's a long season. They're going to win probably close to 30 games, I think, maybe like 25 games, but then they're also going to lose like 55 plus games.
Death taxes and modern Hawks fans being insanely spoiled. This is one of the best positions you can be in as a tanking team. You've got good prospects in the cupboard. You have
Of course, I
insanely great draft coming up. Yeah, with probably a top 3, if not 4, at the lowest. Yeah, let's say top 5 there, whatever. But top 5 pick, you got another pick in the first round. You're gonna get at least a first or a second from the fucking deadline.
Dude, they already have 6 picks in the first 3 rounds. They're gonna be fine.
Like, there'll be like, God, Lord, let them have one tanking year. I don't understand. Like, I don't know what's so hard to understand about it, but
It's funny. It's like, well, why we're tanking? It doesn't work, and then the Blackhawks will win a few games. No. Well, that's gonna ruin our tank now. Like,
I'm
opinion
every week.
Numbed out to the tank conversation at this point. It's like whatever. I'm just gonna watch the games as they go.
That's
They win, they win. If they lose, they lose. Honestly, it's the most carefree I've had watching Blackhawks hockey in a hot minute. Because if they lose, it's probably better. So if they win, it's like, oh, cool. I get to watch winning hockey
I don't think
again.
I've ever been at peace most watching the Blackhawks in my life ever. So
Yeah.
carefree, yeah.
It'll be right back next year when they're actually trying to win games. But it's fine this year.
Yeah. You can't do the tank 2 years in a row. Like if there's a year to do it, it's definitely this year. But in the off season, they're gonna.
They gotta hit the cap for next year, so they're gonna have to spend money regardless.
Well,
like they could still be
40?
bad, but like you can't actively be bad like they were this year. You have to at least try to not suck. And then if you suck, oh well, we suck. Oh no, we'll go get Macklin Celebrini or some shit. Whatever.
Well, what were we talking about earlier? Like Brock Besser, that guy's making almost $7 million, and they want just like mid-round draft picks. Are you telling me you can't do that? Go in the out season, get a player of that equivalent, just trade mid-round draft picks for him to not only
Besser,
take on
go trade for Bobrovsky, and just like that, you're at the cap floor.
Yeah.
How many
Or go trade for Jeremy Swayman.
Swayman?
That's my galaxy brain.
Yes,
I want Jeremy Swayman.
Oh, please.
Pry him from Boston.
It's so funny because it's like looking at the McDavid stats. The Bruins are 36-5-4.
The Bruins are having McDavid season, yeah.
That's another guy who probably would be in the Hart Trophy conversation if McDavid wasn't God, is David Pastrnak, because he's been unbelievable this year in a contract year. Like, lights out good.
Maybe.
No, he's to stay in Boston, or he's going to Vegas, and I'm gonna kill myself. One of the two.
Yeah, that'll be the last straw for
And don't make me think about that because I'm happy with you.
And then they're gonna trade Mark Stone for nothing.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, it isn't even.
That a thing, by the way?
Yeah, they're gonna
You
try
mentioned
to
Stone twice.
turn them down.
You mentioned Stone twice. Is he? Are there talks about him getting
No, I just can't stand Mark Stone.
Also, he might be like I've heard.
And like knowing how Vegas rolls, he's the next on the docket to get fucking shipped. So
You're right.
Or Marsh. So
What I've heard is there's genuine like concerns on whether he's gonna be like. Well, I'm not gonna say fully healthy because I feel like that ship's passed, but like he's maybe not gonna last too much longer. And then
he's got the 2 worst injuries you can have as a player that plays like him, which is a back and a hip injury. Those are the 2 worst injuries you can have as a hockey player that plays the style that he plays. Like we saw it with Patrick Sharp, we saw it with PK Subban. Somehow Tyler Seguin has found form, but for 3 years he couldn't figure it out. Hell, Taves had a bad back for 3 years, and we saw what it did to his game. Like, you can't win like that. You can't play at an elite level like that. And Mark Stone was already – he never had the foot speed. So, like, his game was always on the boards. It was
never about, like, his skating. It was always a smarts and using his body.
Like, the brain never goes away, but if your body can't make the passes anymore –
the body goes away. Yeah.
Which stinks, too, because he's very good when he's healthy. It's just and he can't beat injuries sometimes.
Nope.
No. What do they say? Father time always catches up
unless you're Tom Brady.
That's also, I think that's a good way to transition into talking about football. But before we do, Linus Ullmark, 24-2-1, 188.
Oh no, he lost again.
937.
Oh no! He's gonna fall down to a 930 in time, maybe, but probably only stay around 934. Oh no!
Oh no, not the same season that Tim Thomas had back in 2011 and Tuukka Rask every year. Oh no!
Surely this won't be an issue.
Also, Jeremy Swayman, 11-3-3, 227 goals against average, 916 save percentage. Future Blackhawk. Yes, sir. Anyways, let's talk about football. So I brought it up earlier in the show. The Bengals play the Bills. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'll be disappointed if the Bengals lose, but if the Bills win, I'm cheering for them. I really want to see a Bills Super Bowl. That'd be so cool. Also,
This is you versus Jacob today, yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Don't touch
yeah.
Jacob if the Bengals win. He'll just
Oh,
say
I know he
shit.
takes the stuff really to heart. Me,
Oh yeah.
I'll be disappointed, but I don't know. It's not that serious to me. Like the fact I've jumped into football for like what, a year and a half now, and I've got to see them go to the Super Bowl and make the playoffs again. And not only that, Joe Burrow is going to be dominant for a long time. If you got that guy and just build a decent team around him,
Oh, he's
he'll
that,
probably be all right.
he's that fella.
Well, the thing with football that always gets stressed is like, at least with like your team early on, is if you got a quarterback, you do as much as you can to win in that rookie contract. Because once you pay the quarterback, you're gonna have to have casualties at other positions, and especially with how the Bengals are set up offensively. Once they pay Burrow, at least one of those receivers is leaving, and I would argue one of the edge rushers is leaving too, and a corner. So they're gonna have to. This is gonna like this little like 2-year stint is gonna be where they really got to get a Super Bowl, and it's
Oh, they're so close last year.
dude. My biggest fear right now is that O-line because they're all banged up. Like Jonah Williams being out sucks. Alex Kappa's out. I think Lyle Collins is out, if I recall correctly.
Yeah,
Like they are banged up to shit. Granted, they made a Super Bowl with the shitty O-line last year, but you can't lose 3 starting O-linemen. Like the Bills don't have Von Miller. That's a plus side. So the pass rush won't be as lethal. But if Burrow's got no time, like they're not gonna be able to throw the ball, and that was the issue last week. Like if the Ravens had Lamar Jackson, I don't know what happens last week because they almost won with Tyler Huntley.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that fumble right at the goal line, and then oh my god, I
It's
was
wild.
watching the game and like I was just laughing so hard because I just there's no other way for me to.
Dude, and that's a team that has like 3 running backs they could run it in with, and they chose to choose the 5'11" quarterback to go over the top. Like that's just beyond me. But
someone let Jimmy run the play.
Fuck you, bro.
someone let Jimmy cook.
Nah, who let my man cook here?
They'll be fine though.
Avatar.
Here's the thing, like now this playoff is a shit show because Mahomes has a high ankle sprain. Like he's not 100%. So that changes that. Allen's been all over the place lately. So he's a wild card because he's been throwing turnovers left, right, and center. Burrow doesn't have an O-line. So there's that. Every team in the AFC has a question mark now. And that wasn't the case even 2 weeks ago. So I'm curious to see what happens. And also it's going to be really weird if the Bills win because that means the AFC title game's in Atlanta next week. Because of the one game didn't get played. So like they both have the same amount of wins or something, so it'll be a neutral site game. I don't know. It's stupid.
That's dumb, but all right.
Yeah. If the Bengals win, they're still going to Arrowhead, but and then like in the NFC, the Eagles are a fucking tank. I think Dallas is going to win today.
Shredded New York last night.
Yeah, I think Dallas is going to win today too. I think Purdy's going to turn into a pumpkin today. He hasn't played a defense just good all year. Granted, if Dak can perform against the Niners defense, that's another thing. But like Dak just torched a pretty good Tampa defense on Monday. That gives me some promise. We'll see.
Anyways,
dude, but if we can get Cowboys, Eagles, and then whoever the fuck plays Mahomes in the AFC, like dude, the championship game should be so fucking good. Oh man, just like last year.
You're getting a rematch either way. You got Allen and Mahomes or Burrow and Mahomes.
Yeah, and then in the NFC, it's either Eagles Niners, which is just the 2 best teams, or it's Eagles Cowboys, which is even better in my opinion because it's the fucking rivalry and they've played each other. It's funny because like the 2 times the Eagles have played the Cowboys this year, the Cowboys had to start their backup one game, and then the Eagles had to start their backup the other game. So they haven't played each other with Hurts and Dak as the 2 starters. So I really want that matchup.
Movable object, unstoppable force, etc., etc.
Exactly. Let's put it this way. For the first time in a while, the last 6 teams are the 6 best teams, and that's a good thing. Because most of the time, there's some stupid Cinderella team in there. Like last year, it was the Niners. The Bengals were kind of like that last year, but they've proven that that's not really a fluke anymore. But like usually some upset team gets into the Final Four, but this year it's proven that it's probably the best of the best that are moving on, which is good. Well, it's good for the league, dude. I don't need to see some shitty 9-8 team in the conference final. Like, I'm a firm believer that they should have never had a 7 seed. That's
I'm still love that headline. Kirk Cousins will never win anything because he is a Costco hot dog.
He sucks, bro. Oh my god! And they're gonna extend him too. God bless the Vikings.
No, I think oh my god, I cannot tell you how much I love the Vikings front office for how much faith they have in Kirk Cousins. And I have faith in management and not in having faith in them. In my lack of faith in Kirk Cousins, it's wonderful. I mean,
It's someone who loves you the way that the Vikings front office loves Kirk Cousins.
someone who excuses your flaws and enables you the way they do Kirk Cousins. Yeah.
Real.
Oh my, oh my.
But it's just it's so funny the Vikings lost, even though specifically Schmitty, we've been on the podcast like this team is not good. They're probably gonna have an early exit.
I've been banging the drum since October that this team was fucking fraudulent.
And lo and behold, look what happened.
You know, when they turn into a pumpkin, they've turned into fucking pumpkins. It is night and day.
They had 3 games this year where they just got their fucking teeth kicked in. Like,
Yeah.
I can't take a team seriously when they lose 40-3 at home. Like, I'm sorry, you're not going anywhere.
They
Play like that.
the only way they weren't absolutely cooked by Matt Ryan, Mr. Retirement and company, was because they made one of the biggest comebacks ever. Up until then, they were getting their teeth kicked in by Matt Ryan. It's a cool story. Cool story if you're not a contender. Hopeful contender, I should say. Which that's kind of the point. You're not. Anyways.
I'm excited to watch the Bengals play. Like again, I don't know if they're gonna win. I don't know if they're gonna lose. Like I think it's gonna be pretty close with the Bills. But either way, I think whoever comes out of this game, I'll probably be cheering to win the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Everybody loves the Super Bowl.
Do you have anything else to add on the football, or can we move on to Twitter questions?
I got the first Twitter question actually because my brother just texts me his Twitter questions now.
Yeah.
Insider.
He wants us to talk about if he thinks the Kraken are still going to be on a 110-point pace because that's what they are right now. So, or
I don't think so. However, I'll
I
say
know
this.
that sounds kind of shallow, but the first thing I always want to check is the shooting percentage.
Oh, it's really high right now.
Yeah,
The 5-on-5 shooting percentage is like 11 or like what is it, like 8% or something?
I'm sure they even out around like 198. You know, I think 97, 95 to 100. You know, somewhere there. I think that's pretty safe bet. Martin Jones.
My favorite. I was going to bring that up. My favorite stat line: Martin Jones, 22, 6-3, 284 goals against average, 894 save percentage.
Dylan, you said it last podcast. You nailed it. This is 2018 Martin Jones, San Jose Sharks, all over again.
Hey, got him to a
2019,
conference final.
2019,
So,
okay.
listen, you score as much as those two teams did. Shitty goaltending can take you almost there all the way.
Just
So,
a shame, man. If that team had God, dude, Alex Stalock. This year's Alex Stalock. If he was
fuck off! That's Chris Traeger's music coming off LTIR for the playoffs.
No, we're gonna get Shane Wright for Alex Stalock. Get excited, Hawks Nation.
Dude, I've been banging the drum on that one for
Shane
months, Pierce. Thank you.
Yeah, apparently that's a thing. Yeah,
Wait, what?
Shane
The
Wright.
Kraken are in on Horvat, and someone was like, they should trade Shane Wright for Horvat. I'd immediately lose.
Why
all
do
faith in that
people hate
organization
Shane
if they did
Wright?
that. Because
Why
it's
do
more
people-
fun to make a stupid trade for a mid-second liner. Duh. And that's nothing against Bo Horvat. I'm more speaking in general when talking about Shane Wright trades.
No, everyone hates Shane Wright for some reason. Like, we want character in this league, and this guy gets cocky and is like, yeah, no, I'm going to be.
How come the players are so boring, and then when they do something,
Genuinely.
oh, not like that. It's
I know
always
I'm getting a little heated over something I shouldn't, but at the same time, I think it's kind of justified. Everyone wants character in this league, and I see people who say they want character getting mad because a guy shows he's a little cocky. I'm sorry, if you watch the NFL, look at the NFL, the NBA. So many players do that because they're allowed to have character. They're allowed to be a little boastful. They're on the biggest stage in the earth. Shane Wright was a phenom his entire fucking life. The guy's allowed to say, yeah, I was projected 1 for this entire thing. I'm a little pissed off that they picked some guy who's a project over me. It's okay. The guy's got the fucking skill to back it up. If he ends up having a shit career, I'll eat my words. But I'm fine with guys having some character. It's good for the league. Like, holy shit. Like, this is not the battle we need to be fighting.
I love how that's a thing in baseball too. Like, I was listening to an interview with Alek Manoah, the Blue Jays pitcher, where he was like, he's going up through the ranks and like he like struck out like the side, and he was like, he's like, fuck you, and then like his coach pulled him aside. He's like, listen, you can't do that. And now he's doing it at the majors level. He's doing it to guys like Aaron Judge, and he's still doing it. Like, let these guys have some character. And like, and then I was watching a thing on Max Scherzer where it's like, oh, he's a great pitcher. I don't know if he'll make it that long because he's always so fired up on the mound. And this guy is like probably one of the best pitchers in the last like 15 years. He's a World Series champion. He's a Cy Young winner. Just let people have the personalities. Let them be themselves. Like,
a league, still run by old white men. Oh wow,
yeah.
Crazy that it would be boring and dry.
Kind of getting to baseball, like all this stuff. The problem the NHL has, MLB has a lot of that too.
Oh yeah, it's
Boys Club.
two flavors of the same food.
It's okay though, guys, because Austin Matthews can get on base. It's okay, guys, because Shane Wright can get on.
I'm not
base.
playing Hattie Berg at first. Yes, you are.
Playing him at center field.
Wasn't that what the Marlins did? They traded and now they're playing Jazz just home at center field now, even though he hasn't played in his entire life.
And the Marlins wonder why they suck, dude. It's so funny to me sometimes.
I'm just gonna pretend I know what you guys are talking about. Just gonna be here.
Baseball.
Yeah, that's me.
Essentially, yeah.
Kind of.
I can talk almost every sport. I just can't talk soccer.
No, I can't either.
I'll watch the World Cup, but
Yeah, me too. That's what I did. I watched the Canadian games and I watched the final. Yeah, but other than that, no, I don't really care for soccer.
Yeah. Like everyone's talking about Borussia Dortmund right now, and I'm like, I don't know.
Who?
Yeah. All right.
We're DMing about James Cameron here. Do you know the story about the making of The Abyss?
No.
Oh, buddy,
do I want to know? Like, I really hate that I like The Way of Water, dude. Like, I was so ready to hate that movie so I could shit on him, but like, it was a good movie. Like, I can't. Literally, could not have happened to a bigger douchebag. Like, it's crazy. Oh my god, $2 billion movies to the guy with the biggest ego on earth. Jesus Christ. But enough about Avatar. What are the Twitter questions? Cue Smosh music.
Finding Twitter questions.
Finding Twitter questions.
I miss Sludge Time with Smosh. I used to.
Dude, that was my favorite.
Every Thursday when I got home from school, first thing I would do is I'd head to my laptop and turn that on because I.
What was the other thing? It was like mail time or whatever. Mailbag.
Mail time. That was my shit.
Anthrax in my mail, and then Ian would. Ian would die at the beginning of end of every episode. It's like, okay, guys, I guess Ian is dead now. Thank you guys for subscribing and sending us email.
Barbershop Paul. But now I got my go-go juice. I got my go-go juice too.
You bring back all these memories.
All right, Twitter question.
Oh man. Okay. This is from Neil Villapiano. I don't know how to say his name. I feel like he is the host of the Devils podcast, which is on our same network, THPN. He asks thoughts on the hashtag New Jersey Devils at this point of the season. Sorry for butchering the hell out of your name, Neil. It's very New Jerseyan. I'll say that.
Jack
Why don't we ask the guy who loves the Devils the most first? I think that's a great idea.
How do I say this? Jack Hughes is great. Jack Hughes is great. And I hope that Jack Hughes can carry you to a playoff win. That's all I hope. Because, I don't know. They're going to make the playoffs. I'm not doubting my mind they're going to make the playoffs. They're playing very good hockey right now. And I think the thing that doesn't get talked about enough is they're actually really good 5-on-5. Like, I'll stop being trolled for 5 seconds. But, like, I still don't trust the goaltending come playoff time, and I need to see the secondary scoring start to pick up. I know Palat's coming back in, like, a month, which might help. But, like when the playoffs start, it can't just be Hughes, Hischier, and fucking Bratt. And not even then. Bratt's kind of cooled off. So, like, they have Mercer. They got Tatar. They got McLeod. Like, they got guys. I need to see more than just the Jack Hughes show to have confidence in them in the playoffs. I think they're a great regular season team. They're doing fantastic right now in the regular season. And like I said earlier, if Connor McDavid wasn't Jesus this year, he'd probably be a Hart Trophy candidate. But it's just this isn't a year for that. Yeah, just hope they do well in the playoffs. But like I said, I don't trust them. So, like, you could get 120 points, and I'm still picking whoever you play in round one.
McDavid has 32 more points than Hughes, by the way.
And Jack Hughes is having like a career season that's probably like 100 points and 50-something goals. Like, that's what he's on pace for. Doesn't even matter with what McDavid's doing. Doesn't even matter.
Silly good. Silly good.
Yeah, good. No, I pretty much share the same sentiment. Like, Jack Hughes, it's great that he's doing this well. He's one of the great young superstars of our
Speaking of players that have a swagger and a confidence to them and have a personality off the ice, Jack Hughes. Sorry.
Yes,
really, that whole Americans, like Trevor Zegras does too. Like Cole Caulfield, I know has some too. Like, we're again, we always talk about hockey.
The Tkachuk brothers.
Yeah, but like we're seeing these guys develop personality slowly but surely.
Yeah, when they get the chances to, at least.
That's what? And for the Devils, I guess I'll put it shortly, is that they share the same sentiments with you in the regular season. I don't trust Lindy Ruff in the playoffs. That's as far as I go with it right now.
If anything, I think Lindy Ruff has gained my trust a little this year, just because of the way he's handled this forward core specifically. Because I didn't think
had to fire Lindy at the beginning of the year, and this team is firmly in.
Yeah, because the Mellon fans know what they're talking about. Yeah, totally. Oh, jeez. And like when I got pissed at New Jersey, my struggle comes with how they're going to be dealt with in like a year or two when they have a logjam on their back end because they got a bunch of guys locked up for 7 years. That's where my issue with New Jersey.
John Marino, the John Marino trade still is interesting.
Like he's a good defenseman, nothing wrong with that. But when Nemec is ready, he's not going to have room to play top 4 minutes. It's just
or you're playing him on his offside.
And like Luke Hughes at least is going to be fine because it's just Siegenthaler on the left, if I recall. Like
Siegenthaler Hughes is a nice left side too.
Oh yeah, no, it's a fine left side.
Like Nicholas Chalmerson Walmart edition, apparently.
His anal ticks go crazy, so
they go hard. The anal ticks go hard.
They do. That they do. Oh yeah, and then they have the guy who's like, yeah, they have Igor Sharangovich, who's Mr. 30-goal guy, has never gotten 30 goals, and I'm pretty sure he's on pace for like 15.
30 goals scored or never score 30.
Yo, it sounds like a Leaf I knew once upon a time. No, nothing. Okay.
I like the Devils team. I feel most of like I kind of our hate more so comes from the fan base that was hyping the hell out of this team coming into the season and be like, "Oh, we're gonna get DeBrincat, we're gonna get we're gonna get Gaudreau," and yeah, they're having a fine season, but it's just
imagine that they'd be with Johnny Gaudreau because they could have had everything too, and then some. Whatever. I
mean, it's cool, but I'm not to be a hater, but I don't think they really go far in the playoffs. And you know what? Whatever. Like, they made the playoffs. When's the last time they did that? I'm pretty sure that would have been when Taylor Hall decided to be God for 2 months.
They just need to get really lucky and have Washington get hot enough to get the 3 seed. So that's who they play in round 1 because they are not beating Igor Shesterkin. There's just no way. Sorry. If they play the Rangers round 1, I'm taking the Rangers every time. And they're not beating Carolina either. So you better stick at that 2 spot and better hope Carolina or Washington or Pittsburgh is the one.
But guys, his save percentage is only .917. Like, I just don't know if Shesterkin can get it done. And, it's not enough.
Oh God,
guys,
apparently that's a dialogue. That's a dialogue.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm gonna start a dialogue, and it's called "Let's Start Scoring at 5-on-5," starring the New York Rangers.
My dialogue is "Stop your dialogue."
It's a failing blockbuster. Oh my God! I just saw the Bruce Boudreau, Kevin Owens moment again on Twitter.
And by the way, I'm not worried about Shesterkin. His career save percentage over the regular season, even with his off year, is .925 for the playoff. He's a 928.
Come on, man.
Last year, I think.
Yep. He'll
Silly
be
Frenchie.
fine.
If this is his worst year, I think he'll be fine. Anyways,
Brandon Dubinsky put it really well when he got traded
what?
to Columbus. He's like, sometimes New York, they just want their shiny new toy. And New York Rangers fans, it's every fucking year. As soon as one thing, it was a little bit of shine. It sucks. But sorry, my
Oh,
bad.
and
Go
then, like
ahead.
everyone last year's like, oh, Adam Fox having an off year, even though he had like
Oh.
60 assists, and now he's back to Norris caliber.
Well, Pierce, you're going to transition it to a different question, I believe.
This is from @3737_family, aka our good pal Mitch. Jimmy Sheet Liga GM of the year? Question mark.
No. I'd say not the best GM, maybe the most GM.
What do they say about Mike Smith? He's not the best puck handler. He just handles the puck.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just doing the most GMing. I'm not necessarily the best. That plays out.
You're on the grind. You're the most grinding GM out there.
Yeah, working the phones the most. We'll see how it goes after the trade deadline. Yeah. I don't even know what to say to that. I don't know. I can't take compliments. I'm not good with this stuff.
Man, we got to work on your mic skills when we put you at the podium after the trade, Jimmy.
Yeah.
When the GM gives us quarterly update on the season, you got to work on your PR
I think I
skills.
did a good job. I don't know, but we'll see.
You know, I really think we brought in players for the future. I really think we bought some good players, some good prospects, some good picks.
I don't know. I think the trade
We're a team.
for us might be good for the other team as well. You know,
I got to have a podium as a GM. I would not be boring. Let me tell you that.
I would just never talk to the media as a GM. You would never see me.
That's also great.
Oh, I just traded like half the team. I'm not having a presser. No. I'll send out a statement.
kiss my ass.
Just like insert Red Foreman quote here, and that's what the statement is. If anyone could find a clown case,
Insert
I'd
quote
very
here,
much like to know what's inside it.
Put an ass here is what I say.
Actually,
could
no.
really just
Every
right now-
PR statement I'd have is just that George Bush quote from Family Guy when he declares war on the South. Or whatever, when he's just like, if anyone can find a clown case, I'd very much like to know what's inside there. That's me every time I do a presser.
Now
And
watch
that's
this.
that's Dylan Schmidt's analysis on why he just traded for Thomas Shabbat. It's just that's the quote. Oh God.
Schmitty, you brought up Red Foreman. What did you think about that '90s show reboot?
I liked it personally. I thought it was really cute.
Yeah,
I like
did
that the
too.
cast is actually young too. They're not like 30-year-olds playing 15.
No, they're like, I'm pretty sure all of them are like,
They're all like 17. So like they could grow up with the show if it gets a second season,
Whereas-
which I like.
Whereas when they did the original, they did that '70s show, all of them were in their early 20s, except for Mila Kunis, who was like 14 and lied about her age.
Yeah. But I liked it. Some of the characters are hit and miss for me, but I like the main ones. Like I liked Leia, I like Nate.
Yeah.
Jay's all right. I liked Ozzy a lot. I think Ozzy's funny. Gwen and Nikki are okay. Gwen's actually I like Gwen. Nikki,
I like Gwen and Leia.
yeah.
The others
Leia's
are-
probably my favorite.
I obviously love the main. Like I love that Red and Kitty are back, and they're kind of more in the focus.
Oh my God, Fez's character in this season is fucking amazing, though.
Dude, he's horny. I forgot how horny that guy is.
No, because Nick and I are watching the first episode, and like the neighbor brings up the blue Miata, and Nick just has like a brain blast. He's like, "Oh my God!" and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he shows me the picture that Wilmer Valderrama posted last night, where it's him on the Miata, and I was like, "Oh my God, Fez is fucking the neighbor. This is awesome." And then like he invented. Have you watched the whole season yet?
No, I think I still. have a
Oh my
couple-
God, the finale. I'm not even gonna say it. You just gotta watch it. Fez has like one of the funniest moments in the finale for the season. It's great. But I liked it. I was kind of upset that it was only 10 episodes, but I really hope it gets greenlit for a second season. And it's getting
I
good
think it
ratings.
will,
So.
Yeah. I don't think it has. I think it's very good-hearted. I think it's very wholesome. I don't think it has the same edge that that '70s show had. But
Yeah, because you couldn't make that 70s show nowadays. You know, you just couldn't make it nowadays with the woke media and everything. So that's just what it is. I'm sorry, but you know, it's just the truth that no one wants to speak.
Sounds like you're a little personal there, Jimmy. You got something you want to say?
No,
No, we say
I
that.
haven't been annoyed by people calling everything woke this week. No, not at all. What are you talking about? I'm
You
not
say
annoyed
that
at all by
jokingly.
that.
You say that jokingly, but who was it? It was, I think it was the first season of that 70s show. Gordon Joseph Levitt's character kisses Eric Foreman on national TV, and I'm pretty sure that was one of the first times on like national TV where two men kiss. Well, another man kissed a guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
so
I remember showing my parents that episode. My dad's like, people just weren't that open in the 70s. And I'm like, all right, not trying to be a dick, but that's like the only time in the show I think there's ever any gay shit that happens. And I don't mean to say it like that, but like,
It's showing gay shit.
they
man.
don't, it's sparsely here and there. It's in the new show, though. One of the new characters is gay. He's really
Fellas, is
funny.
it- yeah,
also I love that Topher Grace
His
came
Canadian boyfriend, Etienne.
back. Yeah, I also love that Topher Grace just came back and he hasn't missed a beat. Like he still looks like the dorky
Oh my
skinny
God,
Eric
he's going to
that he is.
space camp, baby.
I need to get through that 70s show, dude. I really need to sit down and watch it at some point.
Dude, I took it off Netflix. That was mine.
It's on Peacock now. I've been rewatching it.
That was my 9/11 when that happened. That was so devastating.
Dude, they took it off in middle of the pandemic. I'm like, how are you going to take away my comfort show in the pandemic, dude? It's a bullshit. Nah, my favorite group of stoners, though. Love them.
What do they
Harvard.
say? They bake
love
pies at Thanksgiving. We bake ourselves.
Some people bake pies. We bake ourselves.
When I saw Kelso, that whole like scene leading up where it's like where Red's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "Jay," and then he just like gestures at him like, "What?" And he's like, "Kelso," and he's like, "Oh no!" And then
God, it's
I see
evolving.
someone pop through the screen door, burn, and that made me so unbelievably happy.
Oh my
Kelso
God.
is probably my favorite character because he's just such an idiot. And
God, that's why I like the new characters, Nate and Jay, because Nate and Jay are just like two Kelsos. It's fucking
Yeah,
hilarious.
pretty much.
They're so funny.
Yeah, I really like Leia and Gwen. I like them. Of course, I like the old characters. Like even like seeing Bob, I was like, Bob.
No, the funniest part is they could write so much with it is that they're fucking family now. Because
Mhm.
Eric and Donna are married, so technically Bob and fucking Red are related or like family.
Yeah.
now.
Mhm.
Oh, there's so
What
much.
was he saying? Like, oh, Eric, he could have married anyone else with a different father, but no, he had to marry Donna with Bob as her father.
Right?
Apollo agrees, I think.
Yeah, I hope they get season 2 though. I liked it.
No, I do. I definitely agree. Like again, it was kind of like the same thing with Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm not expecting them to invent the wheel with a new show, but it's nice to see like a blend of nostalgia and new things. So that's all I'll say.
My only complaint is they did the show too late in the 90s because they should have done it to where Red could see the Packers win the Super Bowl.
What year did they start? 95, I
Yeah, I
think.
think so. And I think the Packers won in like 93 or something. So unfortunately they can't. But that'd be awesome if they could. Because I feel like that would be like one of the best episodes. You just write them all watching the Super Bowl.
Dude, they're at the Super Bowl. I don't care. If it's
Shut the fuck up, Apollo. Jesus.
Listen, he just wants to be included, okay?
Listen,
Yeah,
I watched the 70 show. I did.
You are inclusive, Jimmy. God, come on.
Let's see if he wants to join.
Also, they are so getting a cat in the next season. They hinted at that too many times in this
They
season.
hinted at that during that 70s show too. It's gotta happen sometime.
Oh my god. I miss Shotzi. Why is the dog on the counter?
Yeah.
He likes to feel
He
tall.
likes to be tall. And
one of my
Katie's
favorite
probably my
shows.
second favorite character. She's just
I
always
have a
full of energy and love.
special guest.
I also, yo, is Apollo here? Let's go!
Yo, I don't need him to spit politics on the podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
bro.
what does Apollo think about?
He's gonna make it a political.
He's gonna talk about how woke this podcast is and he needs to leave. See?
How woke the
I can't be near the
NHL.
wokeness.
I don't know. I feel like Apollo probably watched a little more Ben Shapiro than I'd like him to.
No,
What do you mean?
Joe
He-
Rogan podcast, dude. What are you talking about?
No, that's the one. No, he's a Joe Rogan watcher. There you go.
Pull that up, Jamie.
Oh,
You think he watches Steven Crowder too?
No, he watches. What's that one guy's name?
Jordan Peterson.
Yep, that guy. I don't even know. I only know him because of the memes you send me of him. But yeah, that
Jordan
guy.
Peter. Oh my god.
Like I saw one of him like crying, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
He cries at everything, dude. Trust me, you can find way more.
Oh my god.
These are the people that young men who are lost looked up to. By the way, just so if you think if you're a loser, there are other people like that out there. That and Andrew Tate and all that.
Well, enough about that. Do we have more Twitter questions?
Yeah, I think I have one last question. Hang on. Pull that up, Jamie. I got it. Okay. From @Sicky versus the Earth, how do you think about the job Kent Hughes has done doing since he got hired a year ago? Pretty well.
Well, except the number 1 pick.
Yeah, It's one thing to draft Slavkovsky, but the way they've handled his development, not a fan of at all. But again, they're not the only team that's done that with a 2022 top 5 pick this year. So,
Nope. But it's just kind of unacceptable that you passed on not only Wright, but like Cooley also. Kind of tough.
Yeah, I still disagree with that, but it'd be a different thing if they were.
Hey, they got Lane Hudson though.
Yeah, it all makes up, and Owen Beck. It all makes
yeah.
up for that, obviously, fucking up the first one. Not necessarily that they fucked it up, but like if they send him back at least to like Finland and let him develop, or even just put him in Laval, I'd have no problems with it. But they didn't even like send him to the World Juniors, and now he's injured for the rest of the season, pretty much. So yeah, that's the only whip I can really think of. Other than that, like there's a good chance that Montreal gets like 2 top 15 picks at least, because that Florida pick. Ooh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also getting a first for Ben Sherrod is just fucking robbery. So
yeah.
can't really knock any of his bad moves when his best moves are like that.
Mhm.
My only knock, I guess, on him would be I didn't like the Petrie trade. Still really don't. I don't get Matheson, like how he makes or breaks your back end.
Matheson, don't you?
But knowing Ken Hughes, he's gonna get a first for Joel Edmondson at the deadline. So
from Edmonton, baby. Joel Edmonton.
No, but they're gonna have to give up more. They're gonna have to give up Puljujarvi and a first.
And Broberg too.
Oh yeah, and Broberg, my bad. Maybe Xavier Bolgerud or whatever.
No, he's going to Chicago because I met him at the airport.
Oh yeah, that's right. For Andreas Athanasiou.
Yes, sir. What?
Who'd you meet at the airport?
Xavier Borgo, a prospect of the Edmonton Oilers. I was sitting at the airport waiting to depart, and I was just sitting there, and a bunch of guys are walking up to this guy wearing a suit, and I'm just like, and then I hear guys like, "Oh, good looking in Camp Xavier," and I just like look over, I'm like, Borgo, and I go over to introduce myself. I'm like, "Hey, are you Xavier Borgo of the Edmonton Oilers?" And he's like, "Yes." He's like, "Oh, I'm Pierce. I have a podcast. I've played hockey, like blah 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 blah, all that boring shit. It's nice to meet you." We shook hands and then we took a picture. It's pretty cool.
Didn't you guys sit next to each other on the flight too?
Yeah, and that too.
Yeah. And then you were like, you played a lot of Angry Birds.
No, no.
I remember that.
No, it was the guy next to me.
Oh, podcast name.
I'm sitting next to Kyle Davidson on my flight home, and Pierce is like, "Yo, the dude next to me is playing Angry Birds like crazy."
I forgot about that. That was so funny. No, because I was sitting next to him because I was in the middle, and then this other guy wearing a suit and like glasses. He was just sitting playing Angry Birds all the time.
Two of the most distinguished people you could sit next to.
He'd really being the ones you least expect.
Oh my god! I forgot about him.
But yeah, Ken Hughes, good job.
What if Ken Hughes was Angry Birds?
Oh my god, I don't know why that's so funny, but just the thought of someone playing Angry Birds for like a 4-hour flight the whole time.
I genuinely.
No, I hope he had his headphones on too, so all he's hearing is the stupid pigs and birds for 4 hours.
honey, on my flight home, just gonna listen to an audiobook or something.
Oh, honey, I beat 56 levels of Angry Birds on my flight. You won't even believe it. I had to buy levels. Can you believe it?
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna listen to a podcast on my way home. Don't worry.
Honey, I'll listen to
I don't really know.
It's just an Angry Birds tutorial for 3 hours. How to get the highest score on every level.
Yo, there's this dude playing
Yo,
mad
you think he
Angry
saw the
Birds
Angry Birds
last
movie?
night.
You think he saw it?
I should have asked him that. Damn it!
Like 2 hours into the flight. Yo, you seen the Angry Birds movie?
The video game is great. Have you seen the film about it though?
You just start
It's
playing it.
cinema.
Start asking to
Pulls
watch
it up
it.
on your pulls it up on your phone. We're gonna watch it right now.
No, we're putting it on the screen. We're gonna put it on the little screen that I was playing it on the back of.
Oh my god! Then you guys are gonna
Yeah.
share an earbud like you're in a rom com. It's gonna be so cute.
Is this a love story?
It's enemies to lovers. It's the best kind.
Looks at his screen. Oh my god. I love Angry
You
Birds.
like Angry Birds too?
No one's ever liked Angry Birds.
Oh
Like
god,
me.
I'm laughing so hard.
I've never met anybody who likes Angry Birds the way I do. 2
And
hours
then, like
in a row on a
emotional
flight.
music starts playing in the background. Every time we touch intensifies.
I get this feeling, and every time we touch, I swear I can fly.
Pierce, I don't think I've ever seen you more red in my life. Long time I've known you. That's not a bad thing.
Well, we got a moment for 2023, that's for sure. Angry
Oh,
Birds.
damn.
That's the name of the podcast, by the way.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Schmitty.
Oh, it has to be Angry Birds. You can't
Yeah,
not.
the name of the show is Angry Birds.
Seriously.
Oh goodness.
Dude, I need Angry Birds night for the Blackhawks now. We got the colors for it.
That's what they should just change their logo to.
Yo, the Chicago Angry Birds would actually go crazy.
I would buy a jersey that's for sure.
Dude, we make so much money. Sponsorship.
Dude, everyone would be happy, I think.
Oh my god. We would that our target demographic, the focus groups from like 5 to 10, dude, kicking so much ass. And apparently the focus groups from like 45 to 65 too, if you ask that one guy.
Oh my god. Oh, they'll never not make me laugh.
Oh jeez.
It just kills me because he's like he had like a briefcase next to him, like he's all fancied up with his suit and glasses, and he's just playing Angry Birds. I respect the hell out of that.
Oh, it's great.
My god. Okay,
Next question.
I think that's it for
No
questions.
other question matters at this point. I mean,
No,
where do you
even
go
if there
from
was
here?
more questions, no, I think
I
that's.
think we should stop the podcast entirely, really. I don't think we should make another episode. Once you cover Angry Birds like this, I mean, where else do you go?
Yo, Angry Birds spinoff show?
I wish.
Dude, we're gonna have a 20 episode spinoff in the off season. We're going through the entire lore of Angry Birds.
We're gonna do an Angry Birds watch along.
Dude, Angry Birds 2 has no post
Yo,
credits.
live stream on
know.
Twitch. We're gonna live watch Angry Birds together.
Oh my god, dude.
Next
We
time you
have
start
to have an
streaming
Angry
games,
Birds
it's just you
watch
playing
party
Angry
now.
Birds on your phone.
We
And
have to have an
we're
Angry
doing our
Birds
off
watch
day in
party now.
Nashville. We're gonna watch the Angry Birds movie.
Let's go. I can't wait to watch
Yeah,
real
that's how games
cinema.
start.
Yeah, the Marty Scorsese quote. Yeah, this is cinema.
No,
God.
it's the Danny DeVito thing where it's like, I get it now. I get it. Oh god.
So, boys, Angry Birds 2 watch party later today.
God damn.
We're after the bang.
Yeah, right.
It's the second best cinematic universe next to the Kissing Booth cinematic universe.
Oh goodness. Okay,
Alrighty.
I think that's enough. We're just gonna reach 2 hours, gentlemen. It's a pleasure doing this really want to do this more often, but once we hit February after that All-Star break, I feel we're gonna be doing a lot more.
Dude, that trade deadline season is gonna go crazy.
By the way, we're still doing the trade deadline stream day on Friday, March the 3rd. Don't you forget it.
Yes,
And for you listening, don't you forget it to circle it on your calendar so you can watch us sit there
We
for
want
3 hours.
you to listen.
Hey, listen, every year we've done that. The Blackhawks have done some bullshit trade. And 2 years ago it was Janmark. Last year it was I forget who actually.
I think it was
Was
Fleury.
Yeah, it was Fleury. You're right.
And then
It's like,
Carpenter
they always
got traded
trade
for
someone.
2024 fifth, I think, or something.
Let's go. We're trading Colin Blackwell.
Back to Toronto, baby.
Well, stock is high. Colin Blackwell from Matt Nyes. Get excited.
Hey, listen, if you look at his last 2 games, he's on a point per game pace. So I don't
Yo.
see why you wouldn't want a guy like that.
No,
if
mega
you
fleece
take out
job.
the games he doesn't score points in, he's a point per game player, don't you know?
Dude,
Literally,
I'm so glad
ultra
that you
mega.
catch on this narrative, Pierce. It's so true. It's such a great
We
positive.
gotta
mindset.
stop being so negative looking at the bad games. We just gotta look at the good games. We have to see what
Mhm.
they're doing in their good games.
See, I think we should just trade the Leafs Taylor Radish because they missed out on Brandon Hagel. So we'll just give them a part of that trade. Just give us Matt Nyes. That's all you gotta
Throw in Boris Kachuk while we're at it, and then
do. And then you got give us Topin Yamala or Nick Robertson. It's
or
fine.
both. Oh
Or
yeah,
all of them
Nick
and a
Robertson,
first.
feel
I
so
mean,
bad for it.
and then we might give you Jake McKay. Maybe.
One of my favorite things on Twitter every day is seeing a cynical Leafs fans talking about what insane goodwill player they're gonna get instead of the hot dog like fucking Timo Meyer. They're like, oh, I can't wait to get a fucking Gustav Nyquist, and that'd be the only.
even though
Jimmy, you're shooting too high for that one. No, you're not getting good.
Well, what do we need? What do we
You're
need?
getting let me think about this for a second. Yeah, I gotta really think about this. Like Tyler Pitlick, maybe? I don't know.
it's a Pitlick party.
Wait. I gotta go look up former Sioux Greyhounds real quick.
Fuck, was he a Greyhound? Yep.
Barry Hayton, you are a
Former Sioux
Toronto
Greyhounds
Maple
in the
Leaf.
NHL. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Oh, he's trading for Darnell Nurse. Let's go. Oh my God, Boris Kachuk played for the Sioux.
Let's go!
Go get excited, Leafs Nation.
Oh my god.
Literally the first fucking dude that comes up is Boris Kachuk next to Connor Timmins.
You know, Boris
my
Kachuk,
God.
quite all right defensively. Maybe we could see him and Timmins make a pairing.
Dude, they're gonna go get Jumbo Joe again. Let's go. Yo,
No,
Jeff
they're gonna-
Carter.
I
There it is.
need
Jeff Carter
Boris-
and Colin Miller. They're at the deadline acquisitions. Let's go.
Colin
Get
Miller.
excited, Leafs
Holy
Nation.
God.
Yes, sir.
They're
Another
finally
beer.
gonna get the right-handed defenseman, Jimmy. It's just like 8 years late.
Ugh.
Oh, I can't wait for the Leafs to trade for Taves, dude. This is gonna be awesome. They're gonna trade for Boris Kachuk. This is awesome. Oh God.
Dude, I've been laughing so hard, and I was petting my cat, and I rubbed my eyes, and now my eye is red right now.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's as red as my face. So
Oh, no.
Yo, oh my God, no! I found out the Leafs deadline acquisition. They're gonna go get Rick Tocchet. Sioux legend, assistant coach.
We're gonna fire Keith and get Talkit. Let's go! Get excited, Leafs Nation!
Need a real coach that teaches them how to hit and shit. Oh,
Okay.
God. All right, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, because we can keep going all day. We really.
Oh, I just keep going. Let's just go off every former Greyhound the Leafs could trade for.
That's another podcast idea for another day. Okay, gentlemen, a pleasure doing this. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Go Bengals! And
Go
if you're a
Bengals,
listener,
yes.
give us a 5-star rating on your preferred podcast platform. Subscribe to us. If you're watching our beautiful, sexy faces on YouTube, don't forget to hit subscribe. Hit that notification button so you don't miss anything. And I hope you enjoy your Sunday. Also, one last thing. Happy birthday to my sister. She's turning 25. So
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. It is your birthday.
it is your birthday.
It is a statement of fact.
It is a statement of fact, yes. Okay. Bye-bye.